Hot take, Insomniac, Symbiote Slam should have been a slam down your controller. Yeah, like on the Wii remote, it's like interactive controls. Leave alone the multi-million-dollar company. The funny thing is that I am literally skinny as shit, but alright. The funny thing about that is that at no point in any of these videos did I fanboy for Insomniac. And in multiple videos, I have admitted, like, even in my Spider-Man review, I acknowledge that the game has glaring issues.
Yeah.
Can we agree that the term shill is just what does that even mean?
Oh, it
Like
mean
the
okay. I know what it
the
means.
first time that I ever heard it was this guy's fucking title. Like, what
Okay,
does that mean?
okay, so what still means is that you pretty much get paid by the company. It's like some sort of weird theory that you get paid by the company, and pretty much means that you have to say nothing but good stuff about the game.
Oh, okay, which is obviously a lie because number one, assuming more things about my character, and number two, I literally criticized the game in my review of it. But okay.
Can you send me the link? Or can you send me can you share screen?
Yeah, they literally changed everything possible that you can imagine about the Tinkerer, including her ethnicity, background, gender, age, etc. And he's
Wait, Rift,
completely okay with it.
Rift, I can't see screen. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Although we're gonna try get through it as quick as I can, just because I am actually on a tight time budget thing. Not tight.
Okay.
No, I've done that wrong. Wrong one. Where is it? There we go. Right, you should be able to hear it.
Alright.
Like, they literally changed everything about Tinkerer in this fucking verse, yet they had no issues with it. I am so
Right.
curious to see what they're gonna say. But, anyways. He's similar. I'm just gonna say it. The only reason he likes Finn is because she's somewhat attractive. Which, again, it's so hypocritical.
Unlike Lois Jane, these changes made with Tinkerer didn't turn her into a ripoff of another. Okay.
Um
Oh, this one's a little funny. At the end of the day, I didn't really. And it may seem so in this video, so maybe I could give him some leeway here.
Yeah, you literally zoom in on her ass, like.
yeah.
I didn't really completely.
And it wasn't, and I want to point out as well that I'm gonna give him a bit of leeway as well because someone in the comment section said, "You do realize that Finn's a minor, right?" And he's like sexualizing her. I actually googled it, and no, she's not a minor. I think she's like 19, 20 years old in this verse. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a bit of slack. I was wrong on that, but it doesn't change anything else he says about the comic accuracy thing.
One more thing too is that for really on the comic accuracy, I'm surprised he didn't criticize Tinker at all because Tinker is an old man in the
Well,
comics.
yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Like, they changed literally everything about Tinkerer, yet he's got no issue with it.
Excuse this, but at the end of the day, it's more like people don't really give a crap about like the original version of Tinker. I still criticize them for this, but it's not a character that's essential. And in my review of my
So nitpicking then. Also, again, just just blatantly hypocritical. It's like, oh, they changed literally everything about
Everything
this
about her,
character,
and
yet
it's
you
still
don't
the
care
same.
because she's not an essential character. Okay, sure.
Miles Morales,
Which would also then raise questions about what is and what isn't an essential character. Because take a comics, take fuck, what's it called? The if this be my destiny, the iconic story where he's like up to his neck in water and he's struggling
Yeah.
to live something. I would say that in that story, Green Goblin is not an important character. You know why? Because he wasn't in the fucking comic book.
Exactly.
You know? So it would, like, I would say that in Spider Man 1, Green Goblin was an unimportant character. It's just one of those where it's like, once you say this, you open a can of worms, because it's like, when does it end?
Right.
go on to say that this could have been covered differently, like just having her be like the niece of Tinker. I'll give him some leeway there.
How
I
would that?
still think they
Huh?
let her off the hook, or else they just wouldn't have included her in the video at all. But I don't know. It's not as insulting, given that, as I'll say here, she didn't just rip someone off. They didn't stray from the source material.
Again, they didn't stray from the source material with MJ. She was a fucking forgotten the
She was
profession. Journalist. She was a journalist
yeah,
in
she
the
was a
Ultimate
journalist and
Comics. There
all.
we go.
Just to copy Lois or to turn Venom into Doomsday, etc.
When the fuck did they
When
turn
did
Venom into
I was about to
Doomsday?
say that too. Okay, so okay. I don't know
What the
when.
fuck?
When did they turn Venom into Doomsday? Doomsday's different from Venom.
Really see Tinker as a big deal.
You bigoted piece of shit. Oh yeah, yeah. He's gonna. Funnily enough, he glosses past that where he zooms in on Tinker's arse. Now, I can't remember what I say in this video. I don't think I knew that. I don't think I really focused on her age necessarily. It was more so just the fact that he zoomed in on her arse, which is something that.
Hmm.
It's not a one-off, unfortunately. Oh Jesus, I'm pretty sure he does it later on in the video with Blackheart's cleavage. I think he does it again. Oh Jesus. Well, anyways, let's
keep going.
The only reason he likes the changes made to Tinkerer is because she's physically attractive to an extent. What is this guy? How does anyone take this guy seriously? 800 fucking subscribers. 800 fucking morons sub to this guy. Wow.
I'm going to raise. Yo, what is this incel shit? I just cut to like a busted photo as a joke, hence the skull emoji.
You don't cut to it at all. You zoomed in on
He
her
technically
ass.
zoomed in, technically.
Like if you cut to a random photo of Tinkerer, no one would care. But no, you zoomed in on her ass.
Dude, this is some incel shit. He just saw.
This is incel, says the person who copes that the fucking female characters in a video game aren't attractive enough.
A funny image and rocked with that. Okay, whatever.
But
Oh,
yeah,
Venom
hold
section.
on. I
Okay.
think it's pretty clear that you're mentioning
Like, I love this. It's literally the analogy I said earlier was perfect. These two are Ornstein and Smo. Joker is overly emotional. Reskin has no emotion whatsoever. He just sounds like he's dead behind the eyes. They are literally opposites attract.
Like, it's the thing is like about. Here's the thing about Skin. He's just there. He's just like, okay.
Yeah, and it's proper funny as well, where they were like, so Rift, he's just making false statements about your character. Literally, they make multiple community posts with false, like, statements about my character. So it's ridiculous.
than appearances.
And I would also like to point out that my videos, especially the reaction ones, are not
Yeah.
scripted. Meaning that if I say something slightly offensive, it's in the heat of the moment. These guys willingly typed it, started a community post, typed it out, checked it, then uploaded it. Like at the very least, like if I say something in the heat of the moment, I have that excuse. What excuse do these fuckers have?
Appearances.
You know, such a bad as in the website. Oh, my screen.
On top of that, that's obviously like appearance is important. Why?
Appearance is important. All right, dude. And I'm the incel. Okay.
Because you're going to be looking at this character all the time, or else you don't know who the character is. It's not like
Yeah,
Last
and you're
time
going to
I-
be invested in the good writing. You're going to be invested in their flaws, their character struggles, you know, the fights that they have with the protagonist, since in this case, Tinkerer is the main villain of the Miles Morales game. You're not going to be staring at
thanks,
their
Cap.
body constantly. Like,
Spin such a badass. Spin such a badass. Spin such a
book.
badass boss fight.
So
There could have been more
obviously
stuff
part
with it.
Of those creative choices is based on how you make the character look. So for him to act like that's the only reason, again, he's falling back into this like whole black-white paradigm. Like he can't comprehend like there's more, as like Shrek would say, layers to.
There's more layers.
so you're saying that I'm falling back on it, yet the only thing that you guys are focusing on is being able to stare at a character in a game. Okay. Makes sense.
Than just
Like, it's pretty funny. Say what you want about Spider-Man 3's Venom, but all the complaints that this guy got, not one of them was due to his appearance. Like, all of them was like, oh, he's a creep, he has terrible motivation, oh, he has bad quotes and stuff. Literally no one, as far as I'm aware at least. I'm sure there's a couple of people that were like, oh, he's not big enough to be Venom, etc.
I mean,
Even though he's still bigger than Spider-Man, but whatever.
wait. Topher Grace is Venom or like Insom Venom?
Yeah, Topher Grace is Venom. Like,
Okay.
he had a shit ton of backlash, but not one of them, as far as I'm aware, was like, he wasn't attractive enough. Like, yeah, that's the entire point of the guy. He's like a sleazy
entire
grease
point.
ball that's like he's like the antithesis of Peter Parker. Like, that was the story, which again is not the case in the comics. That's another example. I thought I was
Right.
the only one who saw the similarities. Yeah, true. We really need someone to expose these guys to reveal their true nature. It's funny, I thought you were currently watching someone do that right now. Venom is a cure for cancer in the Ultimate Universe, yeah.
Yeah.
Venom was literally like not even an alien in one form or another. At one point, he was like a lab experiment gone wrong, which created the symbiotes. So at one point, he wasn't even a fucking alien.
Wait,
I
wasn't
already
that
mentioned, like,
wasn't that Ultimate?
It could have been, or it could have been like an alternate reality or something.
Yeah.
character traits, things you get more of if you watch my Miles Morales review. But anyway.
Yeah,
The
the
main
Miles.
reason why you
Yeah,
like
I
the
think
main
it's
reason why
pretty
he likes this
interesting that he thinks the
game.
Miles Morales game is the best Spider-Man game.
The
I
reason
find that
why he
very
likes this
interesting.
game, I think the reason why he likes this game is because MJ's not in there, and
It's an all black cast.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's pretty much it. Like in terms
As
of
someone-
gameplay, Spider-Man 2 blows this game out of the water. But oh well. I will agree that like actually we'll probably be getting to it in a bit.
Oh yeah.
Did Raimi's Venom refer to himself in plurals? Kind of forgot if he did. What do you mean by that?
I think I know what he's meaning by that. Like if they said like we, or like if he said we,
No, he didn't.
he
Not once.
didn't. Especially if we're gonna bring up Topher Grace's Eddie Brock or Venom.
As far as I'm aware, like the symbiote didn't really take over Eddie very much. Like, or if it did, it wasn't really clear. Like Eddie was like just basically
Yeah.
just projecting his own problems.
One more thing about Topher Grace's Venom 2 or his Eddie is like once he meets Sandman, he says that he wants to kill the spider. He says, I want to kill the spider, you want to kill the spider. Like there's no
Yeah,
synergy right
didn't
there.
really do that. Although to be fair, you could say the exact same thing with Peter. Like, I just don't think they established that the symbiote has like an actual intelligence kind of thing.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3 for its comic.
I mean, obviously it does because it's a life form, but like they don't ever establish it. It's more so just like a toxin or a poison or something.
Accuracy in regards to Venom, but then praise the even less accurate Spider-Man 2's progressive politics riddled story.
No worries, dude. I'd be more than happy to invite you to Also, literally, it's funny how he's like aggressive politics-ridden story, yet he shows a side mission. I love that.
Discord server, we can do a collab in debunking this video. It's called Peter Parker and the Insomniac Games isn't comic accurate at all. I think you join forces with me in debunking this video because while you're oh wait, I'm currently debunking that right now, aren't I?
I sound really like I sound like a Riri sped up. Like
You wanna know what's
I sound so stupid sped up.
Sorry, book we didn't even read.
I love the fact that yeah, I will say that I do sound like a bit of a dumbass when I'm sped up.
What the fuck?
Also, by the way, Phoenix,
Yeah.
you mentioned this earlier. If you want to do 2 disagreement days in a week, I'm down for that. Like, if you want to do Mondays and Fridays, I'm down.
Actually, the only reason why, and this is just probably me because like you said you were gonna be streaming earlier, and
And I'm sure that no one in the chat would object to having 2 disagreement days in a week.
yeah, but like the reason why, and actually that's a really good idea by the way. The only reason why is because like whenever you said they were gonna be streaming a little bit early, I was like, okay, let me see if we can do on Monday because I didn't think that I was gonna be able to actually come on today. So I was like, okay, well.
I don't give a
like,
fuck
well-
either. Like, disagreement days are my most viewed streams, so I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
down. I
So,
get
like,
like
well-
3 times the views than if I'm just playing a game, so I don't care.
Yeah,
What the fuck did he even say there? Do you
You might know what I said if you didn't have me in like times 64 speed.
understand what the
Yeah, I
fuck
don't know.
was?
one more thing too is that I've already seen this video. They bought
Yeah,
up.
his dad created Venom. Yeah, in one form
Yeah.
or another, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, we do need to start getting a move on with this video.
Yeah.
If we're gonna watch all of it.
But one more thing about this video too is that he bought up Craven's Last Hunt, and they bought up Craven's Last Hunt and how Insomniac didn't adapt it well and started comparing the Claude suit from the comic to the symbiote suit. I don't see how that
Yeah.
works at all I don't see how that works in their context, but okay. They took the symbiote and
Anyways.
twisted it. Anyways, keep going.
Did you see earlier where they were like, "Oh, he's just making false accusations on your character"? Meanwhile, they make like multiple
making
community
multiple-
posts doing that exact same thing.
Right.
What the fuck did I just hear? I'm
I
not.
think it's just British. He might have been recording this on.
Yeah, British. Oh, that's a
But,
pretty good image, by the way. Fucking
wow.
Union Jack on a cup of tea. I love that.
Regardless,
I might get a mug like that.
it's like you're not debunking shit. You're just offering your own
Yeah, the entire point was a joke, you fucking idiot.
perspective. Regardless of whether or not we like you or what you're saying, it has some validity to it because at the end of the day, this is fiction that we're.
He literally sounds like he's just dead. Like it literally sounds like every time this guy speaks, it's just Joker bringing him back from the dead just so he can speak one last time.
I think he doesn't
Like
wanna
he does
speak, though.
not have emotion at all. He's like, I think like I'm pretty sure Puffer has more emotion, and he's literally like
ooh, nice. Y'all give entertaining this, then
like
he's
he
gonna make another
literally like look,
response.
this guy literally has
Hey.
more emotion than Reskin.
As far as I'm concerned, Joker doesn't even know that I exist. But But
I
anyways,
don't
keep going.
fucking care.
commenting on. So for you to pretend that you're debunking something or something's objective.
Wow, you're literally targeting the one specific clip which is intended to be a joke. Okay, calm down.
Right or wrong when it comes to art discourse is just objectively. Yes, I'm going to use that word. Objectively.
It's literally a joke. Calm your ass down.
False. You can try.
If you're gonna say like, oh, you didn't debunk shit, at the very least, show a point in the video where I tried debunking something.
And be subjective about it, but the objective truth is that all criticism of
Hey, wait for Spider-Man 3, me neither.
is subjective.
Wait, hang on. He's about.
Yeah.
He nearly said something.
Is that all criticism of art is subjective, which he would have.
That's not true. Why the fuck do you think objective and subjective are two different things?
Objective is different from subjective.
Like, there are some people in the world that genuinely like eating shit. It's like, yeah, I'm sure they do, but that doesn't make it an objective thing that everyone's gonna want to try.
Right.
Have known if you were like in college or studying something instead of.
Well, if you were in fucking kindergarten, you'd know that objective and subjective were
Are
not the
completely
same
different
thing.
things.
You know, just being at home playing Insomniac Peter, my favorite.
It's based. Even with the Minecraft-looking pixels, you can still see it's based.
Hey, you really do live rent-free in his head.
Is it weird that Reskin sounds annoying in YouTube comments, but completely unalive in YouTube videos? Yeah, he's literally like a fucking console war
Yeah, also
person.
them
He
playing,
like
Miles
types
Morales.
out.
I like
He
Miles
types
Morales.
out like semi-interesting, semi-funny,
Spider-Man 2 more, though.
passive-aggressive comments. Yet when it comes to him speaking, he just sounds dead behind the eyes.
Yeah, we'll get more of it when he debunks a review of all things, but
Every single time Craven fights someone in this game, he
Venom's
climbs
not
up
really
and
comic
Anyway,
accurate. Once
Hold on,
again, how would that work for the story if Eddie's gonna be Venom?
the clip that just plays right after.
I've
this
only heard
shows
two. I've only
otherwise.
heard
He
another way
doesn't
that
hunt
could
them
work.
down, He fights
I can't.
Hold on.
them. The
Sorry, I was talking to
thugs
someone in my chat.
gathered people like Scorpion and a few others for him. I'm not saying I see this as a huge deal, but that is what happened.
people may
Wait, what did he say?
Wait, dude, the clip that just plays right after this shows otherwise. He doesn't hunt them down. He fights them. The
He hunts
thugs
them down.
gathered people like Scorpion and a few others for him. I'm not saying I see this as a huge deal, but that is what happened.
So why would you bring it up then?
Last time I checked, Craven hunts them pack.
Craven is too cracked to the point where it sort of destroys.
Also, yeah, like people hunt in packs. Like,
It was something that Ox said in Spectacular Spider-Man.
what's happened so far? What hasn't happened?
Some things are better classic.
It's pretty much just hypocrisy the entire time.
I
Also, I'd like to
can
point-
agree.
I'd
Go
like
on.
to point out as well that at this point in the game, Craven is literally bored and stuff. So to the point where like he makes Mr. Negative and Miles fight each other because he doesn't view them as being worth his time.
And on top of
So,
that,
like-
Craven caught Miles just to have him fight Negative, just to bring out the rage in Miles.
Yeah, exactly. Like he didn't fight him himself because he's probably been doing this shit for a while.
character. How is he
And once
cracked at all
again,
within the context
saying
of the universe? You
Venom,
do realize that
something
people
to
who
very
know
I
Spider-Man,
understand
like,
that, but the thing is, though,
If
is
you're
like,
gonna,
how would Eddie Brock work?
Phoenix, just an idea, just because I do need to get through this video.
Yeah.
If you're gonna respond to chat, are you okay to just like mute yourself in
Yeah.
Discord, please?
Yeah.
Cheers. It's just that I desperately, I don't have much time, and I do need to get through this.
I got you.
It's difficult to hear it otherwise.
That is what happened.
People may be calling it Giga, but Craven is too cracked to the point where it sort of destroys.
Wait, hang on. What? Did I skip ahead? No, I don't think I did.
the concept of his character.
So here's
How
the
is he
thing:
cracked
how
at
would
all within the
Eddie
context of
Brock
the universe? You
work
realize
in
that people
terms
who
of
know
like?
superpowers at all, like Wilson Fisk, can
Because
whack
like,
Spider-Man
if
through cold
Eddie,
walls.
say like if Eddie
Maybe
was
he didn't
Venom,
kill Scorpion or
how would that work? Like,
Yeah,
in
no
terms of like
shit.
the story?
Craven's massively above Kingpin. You fucking idiot.
Because once again,
All
that
the,
would
the
make
entire
that would
point
make
of
the whole
that was to say,
entire Miles
oh,
and
characters
Venom
with
fight
no superpowers at all are still
that would make the whole
strong as
entire
shit
Miles
in
and
this
Venom
verse.
point.
That was the
would make-
entire point of that, you
Hold
muppet.
That would make the whole entire Venom versus Miles boss fight at the end not make any sense. But I get what you're coming from, though.
die.
But that would technically mean that Peter would be doing.
You're just
all of the
arguing
work.
a straw man, because that's not what I said. I said that even weak as shit
tell me where to find a
characters
way for
with
Miles
no
to be Eddie.
superpowers are still that strong.
Yeah, but Eddie's good in this universe.
Stab.
So
Is now powerful enough to
Explain.
overpower absurd and strong as hell character.
he's still running with the narrative that Craven is only peak human. Like, he's such an idiot.
and on top of that, Peter has more of a connection
The other power
to
Scorpion
Eddie
has,
than
even
Miles.
though Scorpion has definitely been portrayed as someone who's nearly as strong or even as fast as Spider-Man.
All right,
At
I'm back.
the very least, he wouldn't be far off based upon what I've seen in general adaptations. Remember how I said this guy was consistent? Once again, he's using external media to justify the power levels of a character within this specific media he's criticizing. Even though, as I've said, characters and power scaling and all that other shit can be different within different verses. There are some versions of Spider-Man that can't break out of steel fucking chains, and you're gonna try to say that this guy is comparable to that? Like, what are you on about?
Yeah, like, literally the scaling for each version of the character is
The characters
different.
are better
Like, that
class,
should go
they
without
know
saying.
the change.
It's like saying that Because to argue otherwise, you'd be saying that all three
I can
versions of
understand that.
the live action Spider-Man, for example, are equal
But
in
then
terms
again,
of
though, like
stats.
that would
You'd
make
also be
Eddie
saying that
kind
like
of
the
have, like, no
1970s
point.
Spider-Man with Nicholas Hammond,
With
the
all
guy
the
who
with all the
struggles
buildup
against
that Harry
peak humans,
has
you'd also be
had,
implying that all of them equalize in
it
stats,
would
which
make the more
obviously
logical
isn't the
sense.
case. Hot take, I
Yeah.
love No Way Home. That's not a hot take.
The reason
It's like
he's referencing external sources, external.
And on top of that,
adaptations
if
of the
Eddie
same
was
character,
Venom, like I said
is to
before,
show that
that
there's
would
a
be just like,
general
wow.
rule,
Who could have
an
guessed?
unspoken rule of how strong a character is supposed to be.
Okay,
That's who.
what?
That's literally just your word against the authors.
So when you stray so drastically from the rest of those adaptations, you become an exception to that rule.
So I
Which is-
guess.
Meanwhile, in Spectacular Spider-Man, Craven's literally a werewolf. Meanwhile, in the TASM movie games, literally every member of Spider-Man's rogues gallery is a cross-species.
cross species.
why it gets highlighted, not just by Joker, but by, I would say, most unbiased fans of Spider-Man in general, pointing out, oh my gosh.
I actually think this guy's unbiased because he doesn't have a fucking emotion in his body.
hold on.
Raven is ridiculous.
I think that was actually quite a subtle jab. He was basically just saying if you disagree with him, then you're biased. So you don't it doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah, once again, like they keep saying they're unbiased, yet they alienate people who disagree with them. It's like, fuck yourself. Like, if I disagree with someone, I'll have them in the fucking disagreement day, and we can debate about something. Hey, we got High CHD in the chat.
Here's
Nice,
the
dude.
only-
Everyone
here's the
subscribe
only
to the guy. He's a legend.
Here's the only issue with this whole entire thing. It's for the fact of two reasons. One, there's different power scaling for different universes, and he said that there's an exception.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So
Ridiculous
technically,
strong
wouldn't that mean that
Some
he's
people-
contradicting and debunking himself at the same time by saying that? By
Yeah,
default,
that
doesn't that
seems to
mean
be a
that
common
in some
theme of this
Spidey is an
video.
exception?
It's like how earlier they were like, oh, he's just criticizing your character, he's making false statements about your character. Meanwhile, these fuckers literally make giant community posts doing that exact same thing to me. So it's like,
like
Uh,
that.
imagine you and Joker in a call for disagreement day, absolute comedy gold. Yeah, it'd literally be me sounding bored. And imagine, like, it would literally be like, I'd do my best impression of Reskin. I'd just be, like, not emotional at all, because I don't get emotional at this sort of thing. The only time that I even showed a remotely semblance of an emotion was that guy who was like, yeah, you and Ultimate Joker, you're basically the same. It's like, yeah, because I was totally racist, sexist, etc., right?
Some people think it's annoying, but at the end of the day, he is overpowered. And yeah, sure, it's another adaptation, but the fact that it's so drastically different from the rest of the adaptations, sure, it still makes it an adaptation, but it doesn't make it comic accurate when considering those other adaptations and how different it's become from them.
Before we get into how
Yeah, and I guess that one
Venom
version
was
of
only after the
Spider-Man who fought
meteor
like
the whole
Odin, he
time.
fought like Doctor Doom with the Odin Force. Nah, it's terrible because
Venom was only after
fucking
the meteorite
Spider-Man's
the
a
whole
street
time. He
tier
wasn't trying to
hero,
kill
right,
Spider-Man. They
guys?
took
It's
away
like,
the motivation
it's an
that made him
adaptation.
iconic.
Who cares?
He tried to
It's a
kill
false
Miles at the
equivalence
end.
thing. Like, Reskin's
It's
whole
literally a
argument-
false
Venom
equivalency.
hated
Yeah,
Spider-Man. He
good
knows
point.
that Miles is a Spider-Man.
because Foreskin's whole
He
argument is
tried to
basically
kill
regardless
Miles at
of
the end because
scaling, there's
he
always certain
saw
rules. Like for example,
Miles as
regardless of
Peter.
universe,
He saw
chances are Iron Man will be stronger than Spider-Man,
Well, he
regardless
saw
of any sort
that
of scaling.
Miles
That's like a
it's
was
rule.
holding Peter back, so he was like, okay,
But
let me kill
He's
Miles.
basically saying because
So
we
by
have those
default,
rules,
he also
he's
said
basically
that
just
Miles
up with his own
separated
rules
him
and
and
just saying,
Peter.
oh, so that's like that, but that's not the
So
case.
Yeah, so it's like
Miles
there's actually a perfect
wanted-
example
so
within No Way
Venom
Home where
still
it's like,
wanted
okay,
to
Spider-Man beats
kill
Doctor Strange.
Spider-Man.
It's like, okay, by your logic,
Everything that Venom
Scorpion is
has
like
learned,
semi-close to Spider-Man in terms of stats. Prove that
learned
he
from
can
Peter.
beat Doctor Strange. It's like, okay, you can't do it because Scorpion doesn't exist in the MCU. It's like, that's an example of like, prove that Rhino beats Doctor Strange. He doesn't exist. Prove that Venom does.
And on top
Well,
of that,
he's in another universe,
Venom
so
was
chances are that
also
won't fucking
upset
happen. And again,
that
it's
Peter
Doctor Strange.
basically
It's like,
abandoned him.
you can't just say, oh, there's a general
he wanted
rule
to
for
kill him.
every
He
adaptation.
still
'Cause it's like,
sees
look at Tobey
Peter as the
Maguire's
host.
Spider-Man. Vulture doesn't exist. Mysterio doesn't
Hence the
exist.
reason
Fucking
where there's
Scorpion doesn't
dialogue
exist.
where
Shocker
Venom
doesn't.
says
Hydra
to
Man
Peter
doesn't.
that Miles is the
Black
reason
Cat
he's
doesn't.
holding
Silver
back.
Sable doesn't. The list goes on. You can't
he
just
tries to
say,
kill Miles
oh,
at the
these
end.
rules are generally consistent, therefore they must apply to every adaptation, because it's a load of bullshit. It's like, oh, Spider-Man beat Lizard in the comics,
I'm sorry,
therefore
Mr.
Spider-Man
Osborn,
must
I can't
always
give you
beat
my
the
blood,
Lizard.
it's too
Yeah?
dangerous.
Tell that
Get
to Andrew
out, get
Garfield's
out.
Spider-Man. In the first TASM film, if we include deleted scenes, he
Yeah.
loses or stalemates against Lizard every single fucking time. And some
He
of the
does.
fights, like the Lizard, literally in the fucking deleted scenes for Spider-Man, like the first TASM film, Lizard beats him way worse than he does in the actual film.
Right.
Like, it's actually hilarious. So
I
you
think at
can't
one point
just
he got
say,
knocked
"Oh,
out, by the way.
this rule is a thing, therefore it generally applies." Like, that's
It
not
doesn't
how
apply.
it works.
Wrong this all is. Let's get into what Craven usually is.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. This guy has a romanticized version of Spider-Man, his lore.
I love this fucking fight. I love the Spider-Man, the new animated series. It's so good.
I think this is the part where, wait, wasn't he controlled by the Mind Twins at this point?
Yeah, Spider-Man was hallucinating. He basically he thought that Craven
Craven
killed
killed him,
MJ,
yeah.
which wasn't the case. So this is one of the few times where we see a pissed off Spider-Man. Also, hot take: if this guy had multiple seasons, he would have been better than Spectacular Spider-Man. Can't wait to get torn apart in the comments for that one. But I genuinely love this guy. He's great.
And falsely accuse anything of being bad just because they...
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. You're just
Fucking screenshots, so good.
arguing with a construct. Like, I like how we just like.
I'm
admit,
sorry, arguing with a construct. I feel like we're arguing with a construct.
What he thinks you are rather than what you are.
So again, just straw mans.
So sure, maybe you're inferring what he is, but it's just not him. So to make a response video when in fact you're responding to what you think he is, I don't know. It's just kind of silly. Oh,
Look at that. So you're responding to what you think Joker is. Da, 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 da. They're perfectly happy making these videos about what I'm like.
oh wait, never mind. You're debunking the video. So
Brock's character and criticizes Scream because apparently, you know, it's a different character or whatever. It's an adaptation. You know what they are? They take the source material and adapt it.
Craven is a
Hold up,
human being
pause.
who's borderline an enhanced human being via the
yeah, Scream.
Okay, that's what they took. That's what they took. He's still an enhanced human being.
Yeah, he is
Boink.
still an enhanced human being. He's just really fucking strong. Like, they seem to be under the influence that he's a peak human. It's like,
Because he's just a different character or whatever. I like how he restates what you said, but like dismisses it. Like, yeah, it's a different character. That's literally the point.
yeah, exactly. It's a different character.
Different
It's a different
version.
adaptation. It's like there's been like 12 people in the comics that have been Venom. It's like, who gives a shit?
I know he's stronger than regular humans, but still, it ain't Spider-Man tier. A little above Captain America tier, at best.
Can you prove how strong Captain America...
It ain't Spider-Man
Not
tier.
Spider-Man
Meanwhile, he
tier.
literally overpowers him in Spectacular.
Literally he overpowers him twice, actually.
Yeah, he overpowers the fuck out of him. Peter needs to use a large quantity of webbing to like restrain him. So, what the fuck do you mean? Can these guys stop making fun of Rift's looks? No, they'll never stop, and the reason for that is they can't criticize what I'm saying, and whenever they do, they just argue strawmans, or they just use deflection tactics.
This is really annoying. 'Cause,
Making fun
like,
of the fact you're British as if being African gives you a leg to stand on, not trying to be racist, just saying. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't think you're being racist by that. It's like literally just insulting the fact I'm British. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's like, that doesn't debunk anything. It's like if Elon Musk was to like make a shady business deal with Donald Trump and someone's like, oh, you're just American. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's like, it's irrelevant to the topic.
Yeah.
America is in the Insomniac verse? Can you prove Captain America even exists in the Insomniac verse? Can you prove any of that, or are you just making baseless claims based on alternate versions of the character compared to the Insomniac version?
I mean, that's a key word. Greater or lesser.
Alright,
extents.
since he brought
I
up
mean, like, I
this-
think greater or lesser.
Wait, what's he gonna show here?
extends. Someone
This
who
is
does,
from
like,
Craven's
have
Last
a
Hunt.
bare-
I think.
So
this is from
again,
Last
he's
Hunt.
using. So again, he's using the comic books, even though it's different in the fucking.
barely move a
That-
car versus being able to lift it over their shoulder and just chuck it. Yeah, I
Craven is an enhanced human. Hell, he's stronger than Captain America. No, he isn't. Well, not in the comics, he isn't.
well, this is.
I don't know
something
why
that's really
people. I swear down, Captain America gets so much fucking downplay. Like, I personally think Cap could beat Spider-Man, but that's a very big hot take. I know.
It just
think that
depends because you beat him in the
I don't know.
MCU, but still.
It's again like I'm
Shit, forgot you don't get things over super chats. Wait, what? Oh shit, Jen, thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, with me yeah, thank you so much, my dear. Yeah, with me being on the new PC and specs, it reset all of my stuff. So I still need to get the donation. I still need to get the alerts to work again. I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I'm really
Me
sorry.
personally, it just seems like
I mentioned
Venom
earlier,
was
it's
only
like
after the meteorite the whole
the
time.
inability to comprehend like scale.
Man
or
said
degree.
Cat.
It's just black and
Man
white.
said
for him,
Cat
or
beats
black and
Spider-Man, I'm
white,
dead.
So I don't know.
Oh, Craven's enhanced and so super.
I can't take this guy seriously when he just doesn't have any emotion. It's hilarious.
They're both enhanced.
I'm gonna go on a limb, and just because he's British doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't watch the English Premier League.
Okay.
Because he's probably going.
Yeah, damn right I don't. Fuck football.
To view all the
What?
teams
No.
and say, well, if they're all football teams, they should all be equally good because they're all football teams.
But you're just being
Yeah,
inherently hypocritical
okay.
because you're basically saying, "Oh, Captain America's a peak human, Craven's a peak human, therefore they equalize." It's like no.
They don't equalize.
No, Chewis, I just want to tell you
That'd be like saying Batman and Captain America are equalized because they're both peak humans. It's like no.
Also, another thing is this also
No,
goes into
some-
the like different adaptation thing, which is again, it's like saying like, oh, Craven was weak in this one comic, therefore in every other adaptation he
Craven
should be
is
around
weak.
this.
teams are better than others.
I'm gonna have to
wait.
make a 5-hour debunk of this stream because you said Cap beats Spider-Man. Yeah, he does. Like Captain America gets so much fucking downplay,
Like Manchester City
Cap's
and
not weak at
Liverpool
all. If
are
anything,
better
he's
than
way
Leicester
stronger.
City and
especially since people are like, "Oh, Spider-Man always holds back." Yeah, so does Cap. Like, it's not within Captain America's character to kill people at all.
Right.
Leeds United. That's just how it is.
Huh, that analogy is gonna.
Where's that picture of you from? I'm pretty sure they cherry picked it from a live stream. Like that's like a proper old live stream. Mainly just because the the quality was so dog shit. Like it had to have been from a live stream, which I find it quite funny.
Beyond deaf ears, I'm pretty sure with
Like they also use another image of me, like the black and white one, where like I'm looking down. That was from my COD Zombies is Dying video or something like that.
his build, he'd probably be allergic to a sports field of any sort.
Oh yeah, apparently once again making false statements about my character. Oh, he would be allergic to sports.
Oh, and just to clarify, Spider-Man's black suit in Cleveland's last hunt isn't the symbiote, it's just a regular suit with the same design.
Okay, so
Irrelevant.
That's really irrelevant. They
Or maybe
changed
it
to
is
make
relevant
the
actually. I
symbiote.
don't know what I'm about to say.
anything to do with Spider-Man 2?
I'm sure these writers at Insomniac didn't read Craven's Last Hunt and just.
It's
thought
obvious that they read
Kraven was
Craven's
a
Last
match
Clause.
for the black suit. When in that comic, it's not the symbiote. It's just regular cloth suit.
Again, just an adaptation.
Again, adaptation. They swapped it. Craven knows the alien at this
I'm sure
point.
this guy didn't read it either.
Yeah, probably.
That's like the
They're-
dumbest
they're
thing I've
fifth
heard of
level
one.
Yeah, it's literally just an adaptation. Like
Like,
I don't
bro,
get why people. It's like, funnily enough, they've got their own story they're trying to tell.
analysis,
it's-
He played it in the game. That's all he needs to know.
Oh,
Also,
there it is
MJ
again.
wasn't comic accurate.
Fucking that
MJ's
photo
comic
is just going to
accurate
be the
because he's a
meme.
journalist.
Like
in
it would
Ultimate
actually be pretty
Spider-Man.
funny if you could
So
make
she's
out what
comic
was
accurate
going on.
because he's a
But
journalist
there
in
you go.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Next, we have Venom, who's probably the least accurate example I've ever seen in fiction. Just
Gameplay doesn't
Oh
count
boy,
as
this ought to be
canon.
good.
you pretty much have to call him a different
I love how it just cuts to black. Oh dear.
character. Although I don't find him to be bad on his own merits either, but he is objectively the least accurate. I may have.
Objectively the least
Objectively.
accurate. Buckle up, bitches.
All right, I can't wait for this
Mind,
because
but
like
this is
I already
so
have,
accurate that
I'm
even
already
if
ready
he's
for
not Eddie
it.
Brock, which basically ends the debate.
Okay, and Venom wasn't Eddie Brock in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon either. Like, why is that?
Also, I'd like to put. Oh, he's using the J. Jonah Jameson meme. Like, he literally wasn't Eddie Brock in the comics either. There was like 12 people who have been fucking Venom in the
Yeah,
comics.
'cause you had
including Spider-Man at
no-
one point.
Yeah.
So like, who cares? Oh, perfect editing again.
You serious?
He's basically now a doomsday-esque villain. Like people gave Tom Hardy.
He's now a doomsday-esque
Doomsday
villain.
villain.
Oh yeah, like he wasn't in Planet of the Symbiotes or Web of Shadows, which you actually love.
restrained from the source material, which it undeniably did to a higher degree than the petty crap they gave Sam Raimi's Venom. But even Tom Hardy's Venom's differences from its source material isn't as drastic as Insomniac's Venom Doomsday.
I'm actually gonna cream myself when he says all
Um,
this stuff about Insomniac's Venom, but then somehow defends Web of Shadows Venom, even though they do basically the same stuff. Oh, and remember in the previous video how Venom was like a skyscraper-sized monster? Yeah, I'd love to see him. defend
Venom
that.
once again should not be able to do
Still
that.
leaning back, or you want to comment on that one? Because I don't think anyone really thought that Web of Shadows Venom, like he's taking the end product of what he was in the final boss fight and dismissing what the heck he was for his first two bosses. That's clearly
No, it's not dismissing it at all. It's because you literally said like, "Oh, Venom in the Insomniac verse is shit" because he's like 10 feet tall. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, he was literally like, yes, he was around similar height to the comics or the Insomniac verse, in the first bit of the game. Like that was not what I was saying.
You know what's crazy,
The
by
point
the
of
way?
the matter. The point of the matter is that he was fucking giant in the final battle. Like I wasn't
Also-
ignoring anything. I was just pointing out a specific area of the game that you were unwilling to criticize. That was the entire point of that.
Really
Also,
treated
it's quite
more as an
ironic
expansion
that
to-
I have a fanfic where Peter and Kitty are engaged in Infinity
Oh.
War. Seek help.
the core
Yeah,
character
also, it's
that he
quite
is.
ironic.
So you mentioned how
That,
this-
Scorpion was Venom in the comics as well, even Flash Thompson. Yeah,
Flash
exactly.
Thompson
Like
was
Null was.
Venom, and like he's
like,
not complaining about comic accuracy.
Fucking the girl from the Venom film. What's she called? Annie, something like that.
She-Venom,
She
yeah.
Venom. Yeah, She Venom was a thing.
this,
One more
this
thing too
Venom
about this
doesn't
whole
have any
entire
humor.
comic accuracy thing. If he's gonna talk about the comic accuracy thing, well then Flash Thompson isn't accurate either because he's Agent Venom and he still has the name Venom.
Like the Web of Shadows one did. I remember when like Peter like first finds like Venom's hideout, he's like, "Oh, welcome, meet the children. After all, you are the mother." Which
Again, like it's just completely irrelevant because that's not the point of that segment. Like I didn't criticize how Venom looked earlier in the game for obvious reasons because
Right.
that was not the problem.
Oh
What
no,
was
it's not as
also
corny as those
interesting-
MCU movies that have a joke every 2 minutes. So therefore, it's
Again, arguing a straw man because I never brought up MCU films.
it's not humorous. The jokes have to be constant.
Turned on Sam Raimi, which got a bunch of flack with reasons that were nitpicky and petty as hell. While Insomniac's version gets far less blowback. Is it because he's bigger? Is that all that matters? Well, I'll play your little size game and state that Insomniac's Venom is way bigger than comic book Venom, than Raimi's Venom was smaller. The size difference.
Yeah, and literally in Web of Shadows was like a skyscraper. That was the entire
Yeah.
point of the fucking comment.
is
Yeah,
objective.
no, he literally dismissed it.
Comic Venom is 6'3" and
Exactly.
Venom was 5'9", and Insomniac Venom is 10 foot.
Yeah, look, Comic Venom 6'3",
Venom is
Insomniac
6'3".
Venom 10'5", Web of Shadows final boss villain
It's
like 1,000
skyscraper
foot tall.
size.
Yeah, like that's the entire point. Like I didn't criticize the fucking normal version of Venom in that game for obvious reasons.
Right.
Because it's literally irrelevant.
Fine. Okay, and why is this a problem? He's 10'5". Who gives a fuck? The height changes so much. You can't even say this is consistent because I mean, look at something like Transformers, where they deliberately.
I will admit this is a random fucking example that I give. However, it does prove a point. Like, hold on, it gets the exact
Optimus
screenshot.
Prime is taller than I think
Yeah.
Megatron, right?
No, Megatron's much taller than Optimus.
Okay.
The entire point is that Megatron's stronger, but Optimus is the best. Yeah, like it's actually a pretty good point. Like Megatron is 7 feet taller than Optimus canonically. Like Optimus is like 28 foot tall, Megatron's 35 foot tall. In this same screenshot, they literally look exactly the same height. So like there are examples within fiction where they just change heights. Now, yes, I will admit this is a random ass example.
It works,
But it's
though.
literally what came to my head. The point of me making this though was who gives a fuck about height changes.
That is very
Like
true.
I'm pretty sure that Peter has been different heights in the past.
Yeah, because I think
Fucking everyone has.
because Andrew's Spider-Man is like 6 foot.
Why the hell is he talking about Transformers? Anyway.
Yeah, I will give them credit. This was a random ass example, but I think the point still stands.
no, and the thing is, the whole crux.
Hold on. Forward that bit. Yeah, the Transformers bit was a bit of a random example, but at the end of the day, criticizing a character's height is also pretty random.
Yeah.
Besides, that's as objective as it gets. Those are literal numbers you're arguing with.
I remember when
Yeah, numbers you're arguing. Meanwhile, end of the game, Web of Shadows, Venom.
So-
Speaking of that
something-
scene in Transformers 2, and how is Megatron exactly the same height as Optimus? Yeah, exactly. Like that's the point I'm making. There are some scenes where they change the size of the characters randomly.
What's annoying is this whole argument is like void because Ultimate Joker, right? He's basically saying, "Oh, Venom's height is inconsistent in the Insomniac games, so therefore Venom bad because he's not comic accurate." But he's basically saying because he's not comic accurate, which I'm not saying he's not, he's bad. But that whole like argument, like no one's arguing that. No one is saying because.
Yeah,
it's
like no
comic
one's criticizing it. Yeah, or like
Like-
I'm not criticizing it either. Like
I don't have a
get it.
problem
If it-
with anything being
There's
comic
not a
accurate at
rule.
all, but
Like as long as it's written well and stuff, I wouldn't mind. Like,
yeah.
I think
The
it'd
only-
be fine. But also, I'd
only
like to point
person-
out that copyright wasn't such a bitch, I would still be making Transformers content, but it just sucks so much fun out of it when you get copyrighted left, right, and center. It just sucks, but oh well.
Whiny YouTuber who over-exaggerates
Only
the
person who
problems
cares
brought up
about comic book
Self-aware
industry.
much?
All right,
so-called
here
comic
comes the web. All right, here comes the web of shadow
Self-aware
stuff.
much?
of the symbiote not
Here
being
comes the web of shadow stuff. All right.
And then saw a bunch of shitty nerds hive and copy and paste that shit as if it was a significant con or straight
Again, sweaty nerds insulting the community.
source material.
I mean, I would agree that it's a petty nitpick, but at the same time, you've got no leg to stand on when you're also making petty nitpicks about MJ, Venom, Craven, and God knows who else. you
Okay,
can
Exactly.
like, are we
video.
really gonna compare? Like, I said it pretty well and clear. Are we really about to compare the symbiote being able to multiply to the symbiote not being bonded with Eddie Brock and
But that's again, that's not the fucking point. That's not what I said.
Not the point.
That's literally not what I said. The entire point of what I was saying was that you're nitpicking about the height of the characters as if it matters. Like, no, it doesn't. Like, that was the entire point.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Optimus was like 40 feet tall when combined with Jetfire, but he looks the same height as Megatron. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's another example. It's like Grinder in the forest battle. He's like 50 feet tall, but there's some scenes where like he's as tall as Megatron. You know?
becoming a world endangering threat right off of the get-go.
Also, Web of Shadows is a lot more in line with the comics.
Pause.
Diverges
Oh,
Like a
yeah,
second.
1,000-foot tall Venom,
1,000
totally.
foot tall Venom. Another thing too is for the fact that he pretty much just said.
Oh
Another
god,
thing,
MJ's next.
Another
Fucking
thing too
Christ.
is like he said that Venom doing this is a mutation. First of all, if you really listen, keep in mind I've never played Web of Shadows. I saw gameplay. I know everything about the story. Never played it. Last time I checked, Eddie has no idea what's going on. If you
I would
get,
also
if you
like
get
to
a
point
certain
out that the
ending.
symbiote mutating would also logically not be comic accurate because he himself admits that the fucking I don't know whether it's this video or another one, but he does admit that the symbiote mutation would make it inherently not comic accurate. Yet he defended it, so
Towards the end, because Venom, as an established character, is Eddie Brock, and he's existed for,
no, he isn't. He's been like
No.
12 different people in the
He
comics.
has had
Do your
multiple
research.
hosts.
for a while. It's not the first.
Like, just because he's like it's like that's like saying, oh, Peter Parker is definitively Spider-Man. It's like he might be your favorite, but there've been so many different people to be Spider-Man.
time Peter fights Venom, it's not the first time he gets the black suit. But what happens is that there's some.
It's like saying Bruce Wayne is the only Batman.
saying
It's
he's
like,
the only
yeah, he
Batman.
might be
Like,
your
you have his
favorite, but there've
dad.
been plenty of people to play it.
something of a symbiote mutation, which allows for it to start spreading and replicating like this. Insomniac took this idea and was like, oh, okay, I guess Venom can just do that now, and makes it the crux of his character.
No, that's
all he does,
not the
that's
crux of
all,
his
like,
character. He's listening to the
Not at
host.
all.
He's listening to the
Venom
host.
is someone
He's
who
been
wants
with
to
Harry
live
way
as long
longer.
as possible, rather than something that happens later on as a result of a mutation. So no, they actually fundamentally misunderstood the character and misunderstood what Web of Shadows was going for. Because
Okay.
the Insomniac writers, much like you, my friend, have an inability to comprehend nuance.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
to
inability. It
comprehend
seems like he
nuance.
doesn't understand nuance.
Meanwhile, making a video about how Insomniac Spider-Man isn't comic accurate. Surely the entire point of being nuanced is that it's different.
One more
Like,
thing.
alright.
One more thing is
Sure,
to go
sure.
along with my argument that I said about Eddie not understanding what's going on if you get the good ending in Web of Shadows. One more thing too. In Harry, the symbiote knows that Harry wants to heal the world, right? It's living out what it wants to do with its host.
Yeah.
So
Web of Shadows is not comic accurate at all. I mean, I'm sure that it has similarities to the Planet of the Symbiotes arc, but that's about it. Can we report these people? I mean, can only hope that YouTube just does the right thing, I guess. I mean, you're literally racist towards Indian people multiple times in the fucking ugly women video, so if that's not enough to get them taken down, I don't know what is, but no, well. I will say that this is probably going to be the last video I
like
make on these
Insom.
guys, mainly just because it
Insom
does
was
kind
worried
of
because
like
he
they
was
just
trying
take
to get
shit
Peter
way
to
too
join him, and
seriously.
he didn't want nothing to do with
Like
Miles.
again, if they had just remained respectful, mature enough
There's
to just take it on
dialogue,
the chin and just
and on
move
top
on,
of that,
like none of this
it's
would have
literally
happened.
mentioned
but no.
every single
They're
time
just
because Venom
butthurt
got
that
tired of
someone on
Miles
the
messing up
internet
his
made
plan.
fun of their takes and criticized them, which is something that inherently makes you available to. You know, you posted your
There's
opinions on a
dialogue
public
in the
platform.
game.
That is the end of it. People can make fun and criticize your takes with fact.
There's dialogue in the
Also,
game
it
that
annoys
says that
me,
otherwise while Venom's fighting
what
Peter.
annoys me is like all their
Venom
arguments
brings up
have
that
what's called
Miles
bad
is the reason why
axioms.
he's holding
Like for
back,
example, what I
and
mentioned
that Venom
earlier,
is also upset that
when
he
they
replaced Peter with
nitpick
Miles.
about stuff like Venom's height.
Hence the reason
What
why
they're trying
Venom
to
wants to
prove
kill
is that
Miles in the game. There's dialogue
Venom
for
in the
this.
game isn't like Venom in the comics, but like we've kept on saying, that doesn't matter, and it doesn't equal good or bad, because they keep
Yeah.
on trying to say, as closer it is to the
As well
comics,
as
the good it
Miles'
is.
connection,
But as
as
I've
well
said
as
earlier,
Venom
that's the
not
bad
having
thing,
to do with that
because
debunks her whole entire point.
like the
Because towards
characters
the
are
end of the
always different
game,
in the comics.
because
They're
like
just
in the final
using that
boss fight,
excuse
and if
to
you
just
really
like
look at it,
make dumb reasons for why they
Venom
like
brings
or
up a
dislike a
Miles in
game.
the forest while
Like
he's
the
while
greatest
Miles is
example
fighting
of
him.
Web of
So
Shadows.
technically
Like
speaking,
obviously it's just
the
clear
dialogue
in
the dialogue goes against that
Practical
point.
Joker. Ultimate Joker just likes Web of Shadows 2 more. That's fine. You're allowed to like that more. But like don't make some shitty excuse about like, oh, it's because Venom's more like accurate to what he's like in the comics or whatever, because it's just simply not true.
Right.
Yeah, it's like it. Anyways, I'm just gonna go for a piss again because I've been drinking a lot today because I don't drink enough. But I'll let the video just keep playing.
Okay.
Be right back.
Go on to mention, in quotation, that it's a literal mutation. In combination with the plot itself, with Peter saying lines, yeah, something about the symbiote is different now.
By the way, one more thing, another reason why Venom wanted Peter to join him is because he knows that Harry wanted to join him. It's because of the fact that he knows that Harry would want Peter to join him because that was him and Peter's goal.
Woman who is strong and independent as being bitchy. Seriously, when is she ever bitchy in this game? Other than
Venom is trying to kill Miles is why people are mad because his motivation to heal the world. That's why people say he's not accurate.
I love that he mentions MJ taking
That's
over the
understandable
shows
until
them
people
the
really
way
listen to
they
dialogue.
I just love when people do that. They show stuff in the background that contradicts their points.
People don't know how to
Yes, you
listen to
admit MJ
dialogue at
being one
all,
of the top tier
which is
fighters
one
in
of
the verse, and
the
you're wondering why
useless
she's suddenly
points
a
that
Lara
people
Croft.
don't
And you do
understand.
realize
It's like if
this
you listen to
bitchy woman
dialogue
is different, and again, some
and if
say,
you
well,
pay
MJ
attention to
is
everything that's
Spider-Man,
going on,
oh,
then
she's that
it
good
would
at
make a
fighting.
lot
So
more
why is it
sense.
so difficult to believe that MJ can take on low-tier symbiotes and stuff, especially when she has technology that counters them?
That is very true.
Subscribers, I want to point out, 800 people think this guy's worth listening to.
Also, one more thing, he compared Ray to he compared MJ to Ray.
Listening to like
Wow.
arranged British mutt.
How do you compare MJ to Ray when
I guarantee
this
But
whole
I
entire
like-
thing contradicts it?
like more adult. You could tell just by going through the fucking comments. Like, come
By the
on.
way, how are you doing?
She was helping Spider-Man.
Now this is blatantly hypocritical because in the other
I'm
video,
doing
you
alright.
criticized that
I'm
MJ
good,
was helping both Peter and
I'm
Miles
doing good.
take down Venom in the final battle.
Yo,
and
Dallas,
you're
what's
saying,
going on?
"Oh, she wasn't doing anything, she was just doing XYZ.
Dude, what the fuck? Yeah, talking about like being an assist once. There's no scene in Web of Shadows where MJ just gonna run into the symbiote hive by herself and go ham. Yeah.
Well then why is MJ
She's not up
shooting
against Venom,
symbiotes
it's
right here?
mostly Android. Come on. But despite the book having some decent art,
And again, I feel like the pages of this guy's comic books are all crusty because of the amount of times he's wiped himself to sleep over his fucking images. Why is it a problem? You do realize not all women are this attractive. Like, this is clear.
Yeah, like he literally just like again. If you were cutting to an image, I would possibly understand, but the fact that he literally zooms up and shows the most like lewd position for Black Cat.
I'd also like to
This guy's
point out.
disgusting, man, bro. Who the fuck
Oh,
is
I'm
this?
disgusting. Okay, gotcha.
Dude, these are comic panels, dude. It's not like I've taken lewd images
Oh yeah, it's comic panels, but you show the most lewd one. Okay.
before just for laughs. But dude, these are actual panels that he's bitching at, dude. Go bitch at the artist.
I'm not bitching at the fucking artwork, you twat. I'm bitching, quote unquote, at the way that you're portraying them.
Right.
Like, oh, this comic had decent art. Shows Black Cat with a fucking milk molars out.
Yo, Spec, what's going
This
on?
is gross, man. I don't know why like people like exist.
Spec, what's going on? How you been?
I don't know why people exist, bro. Just sounds so done with humanity. It's so disgusting. I don't know what. Ah, yes, how disgusting at me for calling people out.
It's down. It's pretty long.
Really? You would have taken that more seriously. I have two very big, round, firm ideas why you would say that.
Black Cat.
God damn it.
Bulls and Insomniacs oversee-
I swear down, sometimes I just come out with the most random shit. Like, again, if he was to say, like, decent art, well, this is actually still a pretty shit example, but, but like,
Another thing too is for the fact that how is Black Cat beating Spider-Man here if they made
yeah,
it a
like, why
point
isn't he
that-
criticizing that? Spider-Man loses to the fucking Black Cat.
Why is this
It's-
guy
it's
assuming
Like what I
titties?
said earlier, he doesn't care about
Dude,
comic book
just because they
actors
decide to use
That's it,
some
as we-
Black Cat image.
for his.
Dude, I don't think you could really find a Black Cat image very rarely framed in a way that's not such. Like, that was just a comic cover.
Why is it?
Again, it's not the image that you used; it's the way you portrayed it. That's the point. It's like you're like, oh, the comic had pretty decent art, and it just zooms in on her tits. Like that was the point, you fucking idiot.
Also, like to
Why is
point
that
out
the case? Because
that,
What's your
like,
favorite gun in Call of Duty multiplayer campaign? Fuck, that's a tough one.
Black Hat is
Rejected my humanity years ago. Yeah, probably.
an attractive
something I
character,
just
so
quickly
it's
want to
gonna
say is that
Again, like they just didn't understand the point of that clip at all. And
he's
again,
making a
arguing a straw man. Like,
he's making a
Again.
really bad argument because you said like, oh, this guy's like cringe because he's like zooming in on her tits, and then he basically said like, it's not my fault that the artist drew big tits. I'm just looking at them.
yeah,
They
exactly.
drew
Like,
it.
it's got nothing to do with the imagery. It's how you're portraying it. That's the point.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't have any issues with it if you were to like. And again, the way you fuck. I don't know why to explain it because it doesn't need explaining. Like, it's ridiculous.
And Black Cat taking a W over Spider-Man. Like, you really think he's going to be going all out against one of his potential love interests? You fuck. Like, you have no idea what circumstance.
Right.
Referring to someone as a fuck. I love that.
Oh my
I'll probably
God.
cut this shit again. Okay, look, I'm holding back against my younger brother who's 3, and I'm like, say, 13. Sure, I'm not going all out, but he's not gonna beat my ass still.
Yeah, you're still gonna subdue him. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we mentioned this in.
Complete false equivalency.
That is
Do
not a
him?
good comparison. But it makes a total
That's gonna be
No, literally a false equivalency because your cousin is not your love interest. I mean, you're American, so it could be, but like, your cousin is not your love interest.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
you
okay,
don't
yeah,
have a
pause,
strength
pause.
level where you could snap his neck with like your pinky finger. Like,
I mean, also you shouldn't be fighting your 4-year-old.
yeah, and you shouldn't be. Yeah, exactly. Like your
Exactly.
relationship with your false equivalence. Like your relationship with your cousin is completely different to their relationship.
The Krispy Kreme response video, but like
Shout out to Crispy.
Spider-Man often fights.
You know what's
people
odd is that he
he
brings up
knows and
Crispy
cares
so
about
many
in real
times
life.
in this.
As a matter of fact, I would say that like good half of his characters are like that. His villains. So, like, yeah, we're taking circumstances to account here. He's gonna be able to subdue them.
Yeah, who knows? But with this guy,
I mean, so they literally admit that Peter holds back against like his entire rogues gallery, yet they're surprised that he can, obviously he's gonna hold back more against a love interest. Like that's fucking
Right.
stupid to assume. I mean, yeah, these
They are contradicting themselves so badly right now.
again, just arguing a straw man.
Was quite minimal, with her arc being that she won't use the Doctor Strange teleporting device to steal stuff, but she'll use it to see her girlfriend Paris.
Yeah, because funnily enough, what people do in relationships is that they would bend heaven, hell, and the earth just to do anything for
Not
them.
all of us are like that. Just Alabama, Kentucky, and West Virginia. Oh, sorry, my bad. I mean, who's to say that these guys aren't from there?
Or
I'm not going
Ohio.
to assume anything, but just keep an open mind.
Hey,
Them. I mean, that's pretty much what people do in good relationships. It sounds like you haven't experienced that much.
It sounds like you haven't experienced it.
I literally have experienced it multiple times. That's the funny thing.
once again, you live rent free in his head.
Yeah, just
Those-
rent free in this guy's head.
I also like to point out that he literally just said "no you."
How is
Like,
it possible for people to take Ultimate Loser seriously? I mean, evidently Reskin does, just because he's gotten no fucking emotions.
Yeah, there is no way someone looked at this face and let the nigga go down on her, dude. I don't
Yeah,
know.
funnily enough, because people like me not just for my face, they like me for my personality. What's your excuse?
I don't know, man. I don't know, maybe on
Yeah, maybe
Grindr.
one day, man.
On top of that, game's overabundance of progressive propaganda shit. That doesn't belong in a game.
And again, like, no substance arguments. Nothing objective was said.
There's
Riff,
nothing
you're just
there.
making false statements about, Joker's personality. Like, you really need to stop doing that.
There has to be substance.
Da-da-da!
There's no substance for any of this.
That a bunch of 8-year-olds will play as Santa last video.
And
Again, the amount of times he says that, like, this game's filled with a load of... Did he say the N-word casually? I mean, if he is black, it's not the end of the world, and I'm not immature enough to give a shit, but, like, it's literally, like, he keeps saying that, like, oh, it's filled with a bunch of gay shit that only 8-year-olds are gonna play. It's like, again, insulting the community. And again, why is that a problem? Games having, like, homosexual people. That's not woke. It's not an issue.
Like, we got
As I
Ellie
said in
from
my
Last
video,
of
I-
Us. We have
Depending on how it's implemented, of course.
Yeah.
If it's well
Next-
written, it's not an issue. If the character is like, "Oh, you can't kill me, I'm gay," it's like, yeah, that's a bit out of left field.
Guess we can add homophobic to the list of things that you are guilty of.
Oh dear. Where's he gonna go with this? The funny thing about that is that he's gonna argue, like the recent videos, like even if he genuinely wasn't homophobic, I would love to see him try to defend the Indian people comment, where he said that all Indian people work at call centers and try scam you. Like
What? I saw that part.
Like I would like
Huh?
even if the homophobic stuff was taken out of context, I would love to see him defend the Indians comments.
Because the thing was about that, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't like there was no way to take it out of context. Like he was just like talking about stuff, and they just said, like, bro, it's his exact quote was like, bro, he's like Indian. He works at like a scam call center. Like that was his exact quote. No
Make
context.
Riff
No.
look ugly when he
no
just looks
context, no
average. If you
comparison.
ask me, thanks.
No
Yeah, like
other way.
I'm fully aware that I'm not Brad Pitt, but like if you're gonna actually try debunk me, quote unquote, at the very least you gotta use objective arguments. You can't just take the piss out of my appearance.
Right.
Of, and reasons why people shouldn't watch you. Again, it's set in New York in 2023. It would be less immersive if these elements weren't there.
2020, not 2023. 2023 was referring to the release of the game.
again, that
Wait.
doesn't make the game.
Yeah. Well.
Pause it, please.
Yeah,
Let's add homo. Let's
Oh Jesus Christ!
No.
My God, your last 3 videos have been hate vids. No, they were response vids. You know, get your facts right.
Did they
I get
take
that
them
you're
out
running out of
context?
ideas, which is why you're piggybacking off of Joker's content,
Oh,
which
Pizza
is
Man.
funny because I get way more views.
Kind of
At the
funny
very
how
least,
I-
have the slightest bit of honor, you spelled honor wrong, to admit on this blessed Tuesday, a holy day for your people. Yeah, exactly, it is. That you're just hating. It's pretty
Well,
funny. Response videos, not hate videos. Yeah, like they're literally.
They're
oh,
not.
fucking hell. I completely forgot I typed that. Yeah, Foreskin really loves his boyfriend. I'm happy for them, lol. No, but seriously though, they are just response videos. Like they're not also pizza. You
They're
get a
not
cameo.
meant to be
So
hate
GG's.
videos. There's a difference.
Like the funny thing is that the entire point of these videos were never personal. Like it was just me responding to their takes, and if they were mature enough to accept that, literally none of this would have happened. But no, they took it way too seriously.
Rift. This is when he says it's a hate video, that's basically just him calling you biased, which is another way of basically like, what is it? Like shoving away any actual like valid arguments because he's just saying, "Oh, you're biased because you're like hating on me."
Yeah, but it's like
That's all
even
that
in the
meant.
first 3 minutes of the very first video I made on this guy, he was like, "I've seen way too many salty insomniac copers. Like in the first 3 minutes of the very first video I made on him, he like insulted the community 3 times. So it's like it's not a hate video. People are just Funnily enough, I'm gonna blow your guys' minds. Funnily enough, when you insult people, they're not gonna like you.
Exactly.
They're not gonna appreciate the stuff you're saying. Like, insulting people doesn't make friends. You insult them after you make them your friends.
This is just a big gotcha on like the fake progressive crap or whatever. This guy doesn't really mean this crap, given that.
Yeah, you're right. I don't mean this crap. I don't take it seriously. Like, it's really just that simple. Like, I feel like if his entire point was to try get a reaction out of me, it's not gonna work. Like, I genuinely don't give a fuck. Like, it's ridiculous. I genuinely find this funny. The Ultimate Joker is homophobic and racist. Nothing new here. Yeah, true. Yeah, it doesn't make it a woke game just because
I'm
there's
surprised
gay
Rift-
characters in the game.
I'm surprised
Doesn't matter.
Rift gets women. Rift was telling
I
him
mean,
he
like,
was
sure,
being
you could probably
homophobic,
catch me
and Joker was
making
saying
some
he's
sort of
a
comment
loser.
Like that, but I'm not gonna pretend.
I mean, yeah, I'm not surprised.
Friendly with this crap. This guy, as you can see with the
Whoa,
comment.
whoa, whoa,
here,
whoa, whoa!
Wait,
He just admitted that whenever he's racist and stuff, he genuinely means it.
did he just
Like-
debunk himself again?
He's like, "Oh, if I ever make these comments, know that I'm being serious about it."
To give him the
No-
benefit
no
of the
comment.
doubt, I think he was referring to like he's basically trying to say that like he hates you because he's like because
Well, yeah. I
he's
mean,
basically
that shouldn't be much of a surprise.
'cause
but-
what he said about the whole like if I say that I mean that was when you were saying that the response videos aren't hate videos. So basically, what he's saying is that when he makes a response video to you, which he's doing right now, he's basically just hating on you and being
Well, yeah, but like
biased.
Oh, so
even
he basically
even
makes a hate video.
even if he's referring to the previous comment where he's like, "Oh, gay stuff doesn't belong in a game that only 8-year-olds are gonna play," he's basically saying that that's serious. Like he means it. He's not joking about it. So it doesn't really
funny-
matter which way you spin it. It's still pretty bad.
Mean any of that crap. He
the
had it
thing
as a
about it.
go-to for an
But I can
insult.
understand what Joker
Kind of
is
funny. He
saying
asked
about
me
MJ
why I
not being
comment on
comic
his
accurate.
videos I don't
About
like, which
MJ
is
not
just to
being
make fun
accurate.
of
She
him.
was
Then
a
one of his
journalist
homies
in
keeps
the
coming to his
comics.
haters' vids to defend that piece of crap. I'll just
She
add
was a
that to the
journalist in the
John Closer
comics and
hypocrite list.
gameplay is not
Yeah, I find it
canon.
funny that like proper earlier on he was like, "Oh,
As
I'm
well
not
as we
going to
don't
waste any
know
time
what
on
was
that
going
guy."
on in the past.
Yet
in the
he's
Unsumverse,
perfectly
so there's a
happy
difference.
having a foreskin in my comments like constantly.
Also,
Cancel
another
culture, go after this guy. He's
he said at the start of the video, like, "Oh, that I wasn't gonna make a video of this guy, but he's made 5 videos on me.
So he's gonna make
now
a
I
video.
feel
But
he's making it
anyways,
out. He's making it out that like you're like instigating him, even though like he's made a bunch of
literally
community.
just responding to his takes. Like it's not like I'm fucking lying about his personality.
Right.
Everything that he says is in the video. Like how he's like, "Oh, Indian people, this, that, the other. Oh, black people. It's racist that Japanese people have big tits and black people don't." It's like, what?
Like, bro, what?
pretending to be an ally. I'm not. Or at least comic accurate.
I'm a prime exception, not a part of the LGBTQ, but a proud straight ally as much. Yeah.
Game I have ever seen on top of
Another thing too, he brought up
Oh, yeah,
comic
it's like completely
accuracy
agree
and showed all these games. Technically speaking, isn't Ultimate Spider-Man not canon then? Because technically, by default, Sable shouldn't even know that Peter is Spider-Man.
I mean, no comment.
Just because gay people, black people, bisexual people, Ukrainian people are all in this game, it automatically makes it woke. Fucking idiot.
Now, oh, this is where it was. I never mentioned any of this crap. I
Yeah, it's not woke just because these elements are in the game or what have you. Like, if it's written poorly, then yeah, you could say it's woke. But just because these elements are in the game, like, and it's quite funny as well because Miles Morales is his favorite Spider-Man game, which has an all-black cast, but he's not going to mention that.
forgot. This was the cream of the crop in terms of proofs that this guy is lying.
Buckle
I
up.
gave the Miles Morales game a more, I guess, minority-centric game, the best score of all the Insomniac games. And you could go through this shit. This guy's literally throwing shit out of thin air.
Well, no, not necessarily, because having an all-black cast doesn't mean it's woke either. You fuck.
It doesn't.
Like, just because you have these elements, it doesn't make it woke. Like, Spider-Man 2 isn't, and neither is Miles Morales.
I've never said the word Ukraine once. I've never said that.
Granted.
You go through sound bites or whatever. You'll never be able to clip me even.
Yeah, I know, and that wasn't taking a... I mean, I like how he responds to Ukrainian, not the other ones. Like, he doesn't respond to the other stuff he said about how gay people doesn't belong in the game. I love how he doesn't argue that. No, he picks Ukrainian. Also, I used Ukrainian as an insult. Not an insult. I used it as an example just because other people have criticized the game for that reason. Even though it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter that quote-unquote non-white people are in the game. It
Right.
doesn't make it
Oh,
woke still.
That's so strange because like, what is it? Sorry, it's I don't know. I think it's really weird to be like, because sorry, I'm getting all like troubled up. What I'm trying to say is
Go.
like when you start saying that sort of stuff, you start to ask yourself, where do you draw the line? You're like, I don't want any gay people, any brown people in my game. That's
Wouldn't
like
that
Can you
make
do a
the
Spider-Man
game-
Feats video someday? Probably not, just because there's so fucking many of them.
Wouldn't that by
It's like-
default make any game just not worth playing?
exactly
Yeah.
like
Black
you just
people
end up
tick,
with, like,
gay people cross.
like-
Yeah, facts.
you keep on limiting it to the point where you just have the same like 5 people or even like less.
It's
And
just
what-
ridiculous. Like, just like, yeah, I agree. The homecoming mission was pretty bad, but like, that's about it.
Yeah.
Inserts things into a left-right paradigm. You're either
As well as another thing too.
Once again, trying to take the piss out of my ethnicity. Love to see it.
Another thing too, Lamba, that I'd also like to add is wouldn't that technically also mean like saying that we don't want women in games? Wouldn't that technically also just mean that every single game would just be full of dudes?
Exactly, like I said, you just like it keeps like it's the thing where it's like, where do you draw the line?
Also making a false equivalency once again, because I don't give a flying fuck about Resident Evil.
this guy just
Oh, I
has,
care.
like,
I could
that,
like
I don't know,
say
that
some things on
UK
this.
ultra instinct of
Yeah,
just
same.
wanting to call everything racist.
Like, yeah, I think the guy who said like, oh, Resident Evil 5 is racist because you shoot a bunch of African people set in an African country. Like, yeah, I think that article's dumb as shit. But like,
Oh,
again,
yeah,
it's a
it's-
false
Oh, yeah,
equivalence just because I never said that because I don't give a shit about Resident Evil. I don't like it.
It's just
The
like,
only one I played
Ooh.
is 7, and I think a little bit of 8. Like, that's it.
I need to play Resident Evil 4 because it's
5
great.
article writer, I think.
It's
Yeah.
just a bit slow.
I
for my
played-
liking. I don't like the fact that you can't move while shooting. It's a bit.
I
weird.
played 2 and 3, and I liked
Blind
both of
Tail
those.
made earlier, but dude, I'll
I
bear with
played
you guys.
3. I went back to play
honestly
2, and I
really
didn't really.
apologize for the 6% of my UK audience for this guy making you guys look bad, but dude, I've noticed.
I apologize for like 50% of my American audience for this guy making you guys look bad. I apologize.
Oh,
Why
we're on,
does he hate
we're on the
Brit-
Arkham. Oh, the Arkham text is coming up.
I'm not one of those people who views comic book accuracy as a measuring factor for quality. Although I can.
Then why the fuck did you make the video?
Okay, hold on. Let's
Like,
see.
if you
let's see
don't,
what you have-
if you genuinely don't care about comic accuracy, why the fuck did you make the
Why?
video?
See some problems with
Especially since once again he makes comments about like, oh, gay people in the game, oh, this, that, the other. It's like
things being addressed.
the reason why I don't make videos about comic accuracy is because I don't give a shit.
Exactly.
Well, I have a theory. I have a game theory. I have a Joker theory, if you will.
Okay.
You're on.
He actually doesn't care about comic book accuracy either. What he does is he just uses it as
Yeah,
an
take care, Shade
excuse.
Hunter.
He just uses
as a
it as
straw
an
man.
excuse to basically make it out that his opinions are better than ever people. And the best example is the whole Web of Shadows thing, because you
Yeah.
can tell he doesn't care about the whole like Venom argument, because he just like avoids it, because it just shows that he doesn't really care. He just like says that stuff to make it out like his opinions are like way smarter than natural are. You're allowed to like Web of Shadows more than like the recent Spider-Man games.
Yeah.
But like try to make it out like there's some like intricate reason for it, and therefore like like you're smarter than everyone else for liking it. It's just stupid.
Yeah,
He's
a
not
little
going
bit.
over his
Anyway.
points at all. That's the
So you don't believe
issue.
that not being comic accurate is a bad thing when affecting quality, but you think that the changes that the Insomniac verse made were bad and for the worse. Okay, yeah, I see nothing wrong with that sentence.
And I don't believe this game taught
Yeah,
any
it's-
better
okay,
examples
pause.
of these characters such as
Yeah, but it's like personal opinion. It's laying out. Why.
Okay, so personal opinion's fine, but if you're saying that the game is dog shit, like, no, you've got no argument to stand on.
Why it's not comic accurate, and then saying that, hey, I don't necessarily like these choices.
we
That's
have
not what he
That's-
said, though. That's not at all how he portrayed it. Like, yeah, I know you want to defend your boyfriend, but, like, that's not how he portrayed it.
start video downloaded, but on second thought, we're not even going to bother playing this one, as it's too similar to the Nerf subject. We said we would.
No, bring up the Nerf subject.
This cuck
No, I'm
cannot
joking.
refute that Spider-Man 2 is
So we're moving on to a different topic. I'm guessing the concept art one.
the only
Oh, no,
game
he
that
bought
has
up-
the main
I think
character
he
on
bought
his
up
ass
Arkham.
in the art, as opposed
He
to
bought up
many
the
other
Arkham-
games we
he
cited,
bought up,
such as
Batman
5
Arkham.
games,
Okay,
Arkham
right here,
Unleashed,
pause.
Web of
Like for like a
Shadows,
few
they
seconds. He brought. If you go back, he bought up the whole entire 5 Arkham games. Arkham Origins Blackgate technically isn't the 5th Arkham game. We all know what the 5th Arkham game is. It is Suicide
Yeah.
Squad.
Suicide Squad.
Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Shattered Dimensions. Like, I'll play his shitty game better and give a better argument for him by mentioning Ultimate Alliance 1 where Mephisto
Well, you heard the guy. He said that the game's shit, but that's just a personal opinion, so I guess the game isn't actually shit, objectively.
Yep.
has Spider-Man in his grasp, but even then, that's a game with no singular protagonist, and it's basically Satan, as opposed to Spider-Man being on his ass in the concept art for images that aren't drastically different from what happens in
We
the
don't know
game,
what
such
they
as
were going to
Peter
do with the
ending up on
concept
his
art.
ass before the symbiote even fully infects Harry, or symbiote MJ beating up Spider-Man before they pussied out of being original and, ripped off Scream. My artist gave it a skim while we were on Discord, and yeah, he heard too much dog shit like going after production quality on what's clearly a raw Discord conversation, similar to podcasts
Right, I'm just skip ahead slightly because this is just waffle.
Yeah.
where, given that one could clearly tell my videos have more production effort despite
More production effort, yeah, just slaps a lot of boobs onto the thumbnail and has massive text. Yeah. Production effort.
the views not being as high. This uncreative cuck reused thumbnails for all his shitty
Aside from the fact that the text is different and the image is different. Like, Also, who gives a fuck if my thumbnails are the same? Literally, who cares?
Videos in tandem with his thumbnail effort.
Literally, let's just go back to his thumbnails.
Production quality from this loser,
Assuming that
given
thumbnail,
one can
like he's become so detracted, so detached from the actual argument that.
clearly
He
tell
is.
my videos have more production.
Oh wow, literally all of his videos have the same giant yellow text. Like women with massive tits, etc.
But
Like
it's
not
different
all of
women
them, but
with it's different women every time, Rift.
Yeah.
also you do want to. Also, I do want to point. Yeah, it's a different woman every time. But surely the whole point in having similarities between your thumbnails is that it's easier for people to recognize your content. Like that's literally something that's encouraged on YouTube. You fuck. Like.
Right.
Thumbnail effort.
Like, there's a reason why there's a similarity. Like, yes, I agree. Reusing the same Spider-Man for every single one was a bit lazy, which is why I don't do that anymore. But even so, people immediately recognize that it's my content because there are similarities between the thumbnails. And evidently people agree because look at the numbers.
Generally being low effort. Like it's more noticeable when you go back.
And again, how is this relevant?
Some little kid draws their superhero that they love.
You could say the exact same thing about Crispy because his thumbnails are similar, but it's like, again, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man or Superman, Anakin Skywalker, etc. They don't draw them on their
I love how he uses straight white men for every example.
ask for the scene they imagined because they like that character. Unlike Insomniac,
They also
and
like
cut
Venom.
shot
Point.
cinematography as Peter lies under.
I love how he's complaining about me not having production value, yet he uses this same clip every time.
Fridge. Next video, we already wasted too much
Alright, we got
time on the
PS4.
last one, but for the sake of this one, as it's my PS4 review, apparently being debunked. Where
Yeah, his PS4 review was so bad. The entire thing can be boiled down to MJ is a bad girlfriend, the combat's too easy, and the swinging sucks. That's literally it. Compare that to my review where I literally covered the story in great detail, the gameplay, etc. Hey, Crispy, how you doing, dude? You actually got a massive cameo.
I've always hated
Mostly got-
arguments in games where, like, for example, oh, the game's too easy because this weapon's too good. Because it's very simple
Yeah.
to just make the game
I
harder.
mean, we're gonna get into it, but
You
like,
can
I'm
make
actually
it-
gonna. I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna praise Synthetic Man because even though his videos were completely ass, at the very least he covered a decent chunk of the game.
Yeah, and
Like this guy
actually went into
ignored like
detail on it.
most of it.
One more thing too
Focus
is that
on-
if he said the combat's too hard, he probably must have played on the most easiest difficulty. I set mine to
Well,
ultimate.
we'll see. We'll see.
the core gameplay fundamentals while skipping the story things we already mentioned in the last
Yo,
one.
hey
Yeah,
Crispy.
for some reason, he really likes using the word debunked, although I'm sure he doesn't know what it means. I mean, the case
Is he about? Wait.
can be made perhaps for debunking a comic
He
accuracy video.
probably
even
doesn't
though
know what the
Joker
word
made
means.
it clear beyond the shadow of a doubt that Insomniac did indeed stray from the source material. But for this is a review. A review is basically just someone going over.
Yes, reviews are inherently subjective, but guess what? You use objective facts to back up your points, and if you're misrepresenting the objective facts, then yes, you can be debunked.
Yeah.
Your personal opinion no longer matters when you misrepresent the truth.
What annoys me is he's
It would be like saying, oh, Spider-Man sucks because a regular human could beat him. It's like, I'm sure that's your opinion, but your opinion can easily be proven wrong.
Right.
This is
Yeah,
why
what-
we have subjectivity and objectivity.
Rift. What annoys me is I know he knows he's talking a lot of shit because realistically, no one would be that pedantic about like what debunking means unless they knew, like
Unless
they're
they
just
knew what
like
it meant.
It would be like saying, oh, the Titanic looks better than most modern cruise ships. I'm sure that's your opinion, but your opinion is wrong because the modern cruise ships are better in every way. It's like
That's
saying,
what-
oh, Spider-Man could beat Superman. I'm sure that's your opinion, but that's not true.
It's like he knows what that he knows that
There's
like
a reason
his
why we have that.
It's like when he talked about debunking there, he knew that whatever he's talking about, like he didn't care. He was just trying to waste time and make you look bad. Like he
Yeah,
really
exactly.
does. I just hate that type of argument where like you don't care about what you're saying because they both do it a lot. They obviously don't care about what they're saying. They just want to make you look bad because you called them dumb.
If anything,
like
If anything, it shows a lot about them. Where the main defense that they go to is just, oh, this was just an opinion, bro. It's like, okay, well, not only is your opinion dog shit, but you're also misrepresenting the facts just to suit your opinion.
Versus Joker, debunking his PlayStation.
All right, let's get right into it because hold on.
Which is the thing that matters most. Despite some people put story over gameplay in a video game somehow. But anyway, from all the superhero games I played, Insomniac's Spider-Man games has got to be the most cheese hand-to-team combat I have ever seen. Not counting
Modern cruise
It's
ships
really
don't
not.
sink on their first voyage. Yeah, true.
games like Spider-Man, Spider-Man 4, or Lego games.
Oh boy, can't wait to see this.
There's so many ways to insta-kill enemies that it's not even fun, or fun, for better words. Impact webs are an insta-kill as you can send someone into a wall, even if they're 5 or more meters away.
Impact webbing is useless against the stronger enemies, and also you only have a couple of uses of it
Abdul,
before
you
it
got a
needs to
point.
recharge. And you know how you recharge it?
I'm also going to point out, I'm going to try and go through this quickly because like I've basically already talked about this, but like
Yeah.
the developer's intention when creating this game was we want you to feel like Spider-Man pretty early on, but there's like a degree of mastery with the game's systems. So it's like, yeah, funnily enough, the gadgets are going to be insta-kill, but they're pretty difficult to maintain, especially for a new person. You have
Right.
to build up the focus meter and then do finishes to refill the gadgets.
Well, you need to perform finishers, and to perform finishers, you need to build up a combo to fill your focus meter, which inherently requires skill.
Yeah, it's a gadget where Spidey can get
That's technically not true. You can also dodge attacks to build up the focus meter. Also, combos, as far as I'm aware, don't mean jack shit. As far as I'm aware, you just have to attack enemies and dodge attacks.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know where I got that from.
I'm not even gonna let him.
I think I was thinking of the Miles Morales game when I said that, because that's how it works in that game. You have to
I
build up the
think-
combo meter.
Actually, I think it was for this game too. I'm pretty sure.
No, it definitely wasn't. In this game, I think building a combo like makes it recharge faster, but it's not guaranteed. You don't have to do it.
Okay.
In Miles Morales, the finisher had nothing to do with the meter. I'm pretty sure the finisher just had to do with combos.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Like, I'm pretty sure I just confused the Miles Morales progression with this one.
List off every single gadget here.
I'm not
As
even
you
gonna lie. I
guys
went
can
back
see
to
here,
playing
this is
Miles
what-
Morales a couple
Yeah,
days
I would
ago,
like to
and I
point
get
out.
confused
Yeah,
with that.
let me just point out every single gadget. First of all, the web shooters, literally dog shit. Concussive burst, impossible to kill someone unless you use it on a rooftop. Impact webbing, fair enough. Can't
Spider
defend that
drone.
one. Spider drone, dog shit. Taser webs are only useful against Civ or guns. Concussive
And brutes as well.
suspension matrix, the most broken one in the game, but you also have to go out of your way to get it.
Right.
Web bomb, yeah, that's pretty OP. Trip mine, only really useful against the regular dudes. Useless against brutes. So it's like they do have a degree of skill to them. So it's like there are some enemies that are like resistant or immune to certain gadgets. For example, impact webs are useless against the brutes. Same with concussive burst. However, you can use stuff like the suspension matrix. Granted, I will admit that one is a little bit too strong. They maybe shouldn't have made it as strong as it was.
Wait,
But
the
at the very
suspension
least,
matrix?
it is. Yeah, they shouldn't have made it as powerful as it is, but at the very least, it's 100% optional. So, like,
Yeah.
you know what you're getting yourself into if you use it. But let's hear what he says.
weapon wheel. To the very right is impact webs. Sure, what he said was actually true. Some of these abilities have to recharge. In the
Literally all of them do,
All of them
except for the
have
web
to.
shooters. But the web shooters are the worst one. So
middle of combat. But you see the number on that Resikin? Very right. Those are impact webs.
Yeah.
That's 4. So that's 4 people dead. Second,
I would like to
That's
point
not
out as
more
well
people
that
dead.
this is representing the gadgets when they're fully maxed out, because the web shooters at default you have 6 uses of it. The impact webbing at base you have
Yeah,
2
2.
uses. So he's fully upgraded all of the gadgets, and now he's going to complain that they're too strong.
to the top left, the one that's a laser trip mine. That's 4 people dead, not just 4
That's
For
not
regular
4
people, useless against brutes.
people dead. The trip mine, as I would go into later, it can hit like another person, and they both go into each other. So
Again, he's fully upgraded all of the gadgets and now complaining that they're too strong. Like,
that's potentially 8 people dead, in addition to the other crap that's in the game, like Web Blossom and the Suspension Matrix, which are moves that
8 people aren't dead to
everyone.
Web
I might
Blossom.
not even play the video, but Suspension Matrix.
I'd
It
like
just
to point out
depends.
as well that with impact webbing, it relies on your environment. Like, if you just impact web someone, it just flings them. Like, you have to position yourself near the environment to stick them to
Right.
like a wall or a car or something.
One that makes everyone gravity up into
The gadgets don't even kill people. What the fuck is he talking about? That is technically, yeah, that's a good point, actually. The only one that really kills people are the spider drone. Like, literally none of the gadgets instantly kill people without use of the environment.
Yeah.
Aside from the concussive burst, if you use it on rooftops.
when you could like use the web bomb to insta kill all of them.
You
have
can't use the insta
4
bomb to
uses.
kill all
Again,
of
it
them.
only
Again.
insta kills if they're near the environment. Like, if they're near, like, I don't know, a fucking car or something.
Of that, in addition to all of those other kills. Sure, all of these things are on recharge, but does any?
I'd like to point out as well that once you use all your gadgets, you're fucked. Unless that you go
Have
out of
the
your way to
resupply
perform
perk.
finishes. And to perform finishes, you need to build up the focus meter, and to build up the focus meter
You have to
quickly and
fight.
efficiently, you need to be semi-competent at the game.
That matter whatsoever when there's that many things. Oh shoot, things have to recharge even though I have things that will kill 12 people instantly without any effort required.
No, you do actually have to put in effort. Like take this example.
He could
here,
use the
hold on.
web bomb right here, but instead he
You
uses
use
Blossom.
Web Blossom in the most close quartered area possible. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh wow, this ability that like insta kills enemies when used in close quarters, insta kills enemies in close quarters. Damn.
I mean, it really depends on the context. I mean, Web Blossom is great.
Okay, he said I used it in the most close quarters
Oh,
area
shit.
possible. In this review, there's at least 4 examples of separate clips where you can do that. You can go to every single crime and do that all the time.
Oh wow, the crimes that take place in very claustrophobic areas. What about the main story? What about the Oscorp mission?
Right.
Like,
What about the
I don't know.
DLC?
What about the bloody Mr. Negative hallucinations that are literally immune to webbing?
Or again, what about the Silver Sable outposts where they're all immune to webbing?
Yeah, where there's
Yeah.
like literally waves of people and there's like 20 people per wave. Like, your gadget's gonna get you out of that one.
But against boss fights, it's pretty much useless. The best one in that scenario would definitely be battle focus because of, the health regen. But at the end of the day, you've got 24 different suit powers to use. Just try one if you don't like
That's actually a fair point that I forgot about. The gadgets are largely useless against boss fights. So you can't even claim that like it makes the combat easy in that regard.
Blossom and think it's too OP. Just use a different one. Use battle focus because that's probably the one that takes the most skill.
And this suit power. Okay, you see, now this is where we get to one of the main flaws, which is something I addressed in this video. The concept of having to pull your punches in a video game. No,
It's not pulling your punches. And again, if you're unwilling to pull your punches and you're willing to abuse every strat available to you, then why are you complaining the game's too easy?
no one should be in a position where they basically have to tell themselves, "Oh no, I bet
Also, how is using battle focus pulling your punches? When you use it right, you can literally spam finishers.
Exactly.
Like, how is that, like, and you can also make it so you're pretty much invulnerable as long as you keep your health up. Like, how is that pulling your punch?
I
better
remember
not
actually.
use them."
What,
I
oh,
remember
quad
actually-
damage, the one that literally makes you do 4 times the damage. How is that pulling your punches?
remember
Resupply, the one that allows you to spam gadgets. How is that pulling your punches?
I remember watching your watching your video of talking about this.
GS,
And
good to have you here, dude.
what is it? Ultimate Joker's main point is basically in a game you'll do whatever's like the meta, but that's simply not true. Like you'll do whatever's the most fun, which a lot of times, sometimes that might be like what is meta, but a lot of time it's also not.
Yeah, that's
You know-
actually a good point. It's an easy combat system. Spider-Man is literally a superpowered being. Yeah, true. But like as
They don't
well,
hold back, of course.
like just because there are just because there's different suit powers, that doesn't mean that you're holding back. Like just use quad damage, 4 times the damage. Like how the hell is that holding back or pulling your punches? The only way that you'd be pulling your punches is if you use something like zero gravity, blitz, stealth, or maybe the quips, where they literally have no application in combat.
Or the undie suit, because the undie suit can one shot everybody or can one shot enemies.
Well, no, but like, if you're complaining the game's too easy, just use Equalizer. Yeah, like, yeah, you one-shot every enemy, but every enemy can one-shot you. Like,
Yeah.
you know how people do Dark Souls, no hit, no death runs? That's literally that built into this game.
Move that's gonna
And again, that's not pulling your punches, because it like you can insta-kill any enemy
insta kill everyone.
for a short period of time.
I don't have to do that in Batman, where I'm faced with a bunch of thugs, and you know what? I pull my punches, and I decide not to use the move that will insta-kill everyone. Web of Shadows or any other Spider-Man.
Well, in
game, there's
Batman, you can
Again,
use
it's
the
got nothing to
Batmobile.
do with that. Like, it's literally not pulling your punches. There are just different OP suit abilities.
option to do that. In Insomniac, it's pretty much objectively the case that in order to bypass this issue, you would have to pull your punch. Unlike the Web of Shadows version.
It really isn't. Because again, like, how is spamming finishers with battle focus pulling your punches? How is doing 4 times more damage with quad damage pulling your punches? How is spamming your gadgets with resupply pulling your punches?
Right.
How is literally insta-killing enemies with Equalizer? How is that pulling your punches? Also, I'd like to point out once again that this is basically the equivalent of an ultimate attack in these games, and he's complaining that they're too strong. Like, that's literally the point. If anything, a better complaint would be if they were too weak, because then there'd be no point in using them.
Right.
It's pretty interesting that he's bringing up the fact that Web of Shadows has this move, but he's not bringing up the fact that they're largely implemented differently. Like in Insomniac's game, for example, it's a move on a cooldown. Like you have to build up the charge just so you can use it again. It's a one-time use attack before it needs to go on cooldown. Is it really that bad that it's that strong? Like,
Now you see, that move isn't as powerful. I showed the use of it. He didn't, but not only that, this is
I'd also like to point out that completely different games with completely different ideals built around it.
a move. Do you remember the parts you get it in the game? Because I believe this is
Like, funnily enough, when you have complicated combat like Devil May Cry or like Spider-Man Web of Shadows, funnily enough, the entire combat system is not going to be based around, we want you to feel like Spider-Man right from the get-go.
It's not at all. Like
75%
Yeah.
mark.
They're
at that,
completely
on
different from
top of
Devil
it
May
not even
Cry.
being as powerful.
well, that's bullshit because I use Battle Focus throughout my entire playthrough and I never changed.
Look at where I just paused the frame. There's no way you're gonna tell me that something that's gonna insta-clear everyone has a move that's better than it. Like
It doesn't.
Yeah,
insta-clear
literally there is.
everyone.
Why are you using Web Blossom here? You could just use a fucking Web Bomb and do it for you. Also, I'd like to point out that this is a very specific circumstance where this is possibly one of the most perfect scenarios to use Web Blossom. But it's like in the campaign, for example, you know that part in the Turf Wars DLC at the start where like
Yeah.
you have to like clear the courtyard. Like, how
Yeah.
useful is Web Blossom going to be there, where like every enemy is massively spread out? Like, no, funnily enough, you're
have to
going
be,
to want
like,
to
at
use
a
something like
medium
Battle
range.
Focus, where you can have a huge amount of health on standby, or just spam finishers.
Right. Another thing too, he really didn't go into the enemy variety either,
They are immune to this.
because there's different ways to fight brutes, and there's also different ways to fight the
The suspension
stable
matrix is the only
soldiers.
gadget that is not mandatory, where basically you don't get it from progressing through the story, you have to go out of your way to unlock it. And I would also like to point out that this combo is once again largely useless against the big enemies, because they just eat webs for breakfast and you really need
This is technically not true, because obviously if you fully max out the suspension matrix, you can
Live the
use it
brute.
against the fucking big guys, but it's like, again, it's an optional gadget, and you have to max it out in order for it to do that. Like, it would be like fully upgrading a sword in Dark Souls and then complaining that it does too much damage. It's
Right.
to either ragdoll them into walls or perform finishes on them to reliably take them out. They just shrug off your gadgets like it's nothing.
Not true. Again, past Rift, what were you talking about? Because obviously taser webs are useful against the Sable guys.
That is actually objectively false. The big
Wait, technically,
thugs,
can't web bombs
with
be
the
used
exception of-
against them too? Because like I've been using, because
They're not very useful against them. Like, you may as well just use the default web shooters against them.
For the DLC big thugs with the miniguns, this works on the big thugs still.
Yeah, that was my fault. I did get that wrong. Also, I didn't know about the taser webs until someone pointed it out in the stream. Pizza Man, you having to go? Yeah, no worries, dude. Take care. Abdul, take care as well.
Well, it really can't, because even in your own gameplay, you can see that the web bomb has
Yeah, I don't know what I'm about to say here, but yeah, the suspension matrix, I'll take that one. I got that wrong.
4 charges before they need to recharge, and once it
Like, dude, I said this crap before, and I guess I'll leave it in. Okay, the move that just took out everyone out here. It's quite common. The move that took.
Oh yeah, that was used in combination
It
with the
was used
suspension
in-
matrix.
It's okay because you could only use the move that took out everyone.
Also, I'd like to point out that once again, he's fully upgraded the web bomb as well in this gameplay.
Shouldn't he have 2? Because wait, yeah, that's 4.
Yeah, he's fully upgraded
complaining
it. You
about the
start with
suspension
2.
matrix being OP, but why is he complaining about the web bomb being OP?
I mean, yeah, the web bomb is OP. I don't think anyone's gonna deny
Oh
that.
yeah,
but, like,
it is OP, but like the suspension matrix is busted.
I'd also like to point out that not only do you have many different ways of insta-killing enemies, but enemies can also kill you very quickly in this game.
Right.
Like, is he gonna mention? It's not like Web of Shadows where you can just trade blows with people. It's not like TASM 1 where you can just trade blows and regenerate like fucking Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like, no, you can literally die in just a couple of hits in this game, depending on your difficulty if you're not paying attention.
Right.
So, like, is he gonna mention that? He's just gonna be like, oh, the game's really easy. Yeah, is he gonna mention how much damage even regular enemies can do to Spider-Man in this game?
Yeah, and also it depends on what difficulty you're playing on, because like I play this game a lot on Ultimate, so
This
And this is
actually a valid
without
point, because
abilities,
combat in Marvel
too.
Spider-Man is the weakest of the Insomniac games, and the Arkham games generally do have better combat. However, I do want to point out that these games have different combat systems, and comparing it to Arkham is something that I do disagree with, because
Okay, this whole I can't compare it. It's a separate.
If the enemies were standing up, they wouldn't be webbed to the ground. Yeah, exactly. Like he
Exactly.
combines the suspension matrix with the web bomb, and then somehow complains that the web bomb is OP. It's like, all right.
Game. Yes, I can.
You're literally comparing two. He's comparing Arkham
He's
combat to
comparing
Spider-Man.
Arkham to Spider-Man.
Oh, dear.
I'm sorry, does Arkham have suit powers?
Yeah, does Arkham have gadgets like that? I mean, they have the batarangs, but like Arkham's combat's just different.
The only
It
thing
is.
that
Like, yeah, they
is
have
very
similarities, like a dodge button and stuff, like
Yeah.
dodge at the right time. But like,
different, and a counter,
pretty
but,
much
like,
it.
that's it. They have a free
and it
flow
gets even
combat system,
worse
but
when
that's
comparing
it.
it to Miles Morales and like Spider-Man 2.
You can't compare
For
both of
insult to
those
injury.
together.
Yeah, that
It's
was a pretty
impossible.
wide area.
I see where it's
used
coming
to
from,
move
though,
in, and
but-
it's still pretty much.
Like, yeah, are there similarities? Of course there are, but like, it's not. It's not definitively like they have the same combat styles.
Yeah.
Clear to everyone.
Pretty much easily go without throwing any punches most of the time. You know the special combo takedowns in Arkham where you press triangle and circle at once? Well, Spider-Man took that and just lets you do two in a row on top of those gadget skills.
this is half true. Yes, the game does allow you to do it, but only against regular enemies, and you need to level.
80ish% small people. That's on a rebuttal.
I'll admit that the DLCs of the game actually add
Fuck.
Okay, so we're going into DLCs? Huh?
So you just ignored what I said. Okay, fair enough. But also as well, if you don't like using Web Blossom because you think it's ruining
You
the
have a
game,
lot
try a
more.
different suit power. Yeah, like I don't understand how it's pulling your punches. Like how it like use quad damage, use equalizer, use battle focus, use the
You have-
iron spider arms if you,
You have
really
the
want
spider drone, too.
to. Yeah, like the spider drone, if you really want to. Like I don't understand how it's quote unquote pulling your punches.
By the way, one thing, too.
What's
that
your
you
favorite
pointed-
COD sniper rifle? Black Ops 2's DSR 50.
By the way, one more thing he pointed out, too, just for like a second. He also said that Insom's Spider-Man is not comic accurate. Insomniac has a whole entire Gamerverse comic, so technically speaking, all of the feats that he has done are canon.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Thug only becomes a challenge because he defies the mechanics of the game by being immune to the cheese gadgets, which I honestly view as poor design in a way, as opposed to Arkham where no thug is really immune to a large portion of your gadgets, despite a move or two some enemies can avoid.
You think it's a bad thing?
Yeah, use quips exactly if you want.
Think that larger enemies are going to resist or potentially be immune to your shit. You do realize that large enemies, even in the main game, are resistant to some of your gadgets, like trip mines and the concussive.
But my point here, I was more gray. Didn't really call it a bad thing, but my point here is that in order to make challenge, they basically had to delete everything you
Not true, because
No.
the taser webs literally they're kryptonite.
could do. Your comment basically said in Web of Shadows as an example, when you try to web strike,
Like if you use taser webs against the Sable goons, they're just gonna like be freaking useless against you.
Yeah. That
And
is very
taser
true.
webs actually recharge relatively quickly as well, unlike the suspension matrix, which recharges very slowly.
The
it made
suspension
it
matrix.
harder, but it was
Yeah,
as
it does
you
hurt
said,
directly. I forgot.
not impossible.
There was actually an element of like risk taking for that option. Like
Imagine a world where Joker's the good
when
guy.
blue spider sense flash up.
Hey, there's a
You
multiverse out there. He
look
might
at
be
the
good in
end.
another
So
universe.
Spider-Man
Again, he's just arguing a straw man. Don't use Web Blossom, Trip
Just don't
Mine,
use Web
Suspension
Blossom,
Matrix,
Trip
and
Mine,
Web
Web
Bomb
Bomb,
Impact. Like,
Impact.
I'm not saying that, but like, the thing that I'm saying is that he's upgraded every single gadget to the max, and then he's complaining that the gadgets are too strong.
If the
Like,
gadgets are
that's
too
the thing.
strong, he has to fully upgrade them to make them strong.
Yeah, especially the suspension matrix, because it's completely optional. So not only did he go out of his way to craft the thing, he went out of his way to max it out, and then he's complaining it's too strong. Like, I don't understand. Like, as well, if Web Blossom is making the game too easy for you,
Just don't
use another one
use
of the
it.
combat-orientated things. Like, try spamming finishers with battle focus, try killing enemies in rapid succession with quad damage, go for a bit of style over substance with the spider arms,
Right.
spam gadgets with resupply,
Right.
insta-kill enemies at the cost of being instantly killed yourself with equalizer, stun all the enemies in a wide area with quips. Like, there's literally so
There's
many alternatives you
abilities
could
that he
use. And I just want to point out right now, I don't even think Web Blossom is the best one. I genuinely don't. Like,
I don't think it's the best one either, in my opinion, because
I understand that in certain situations, like with crimes, for example, yeah, it can trivialize them, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Braylon, how you doing, dude?
because the thing is, like, I don't use it. I I use whatever spider
Why do we
punch ability
prefer
was.
bolt action sniper rifles? Because they require a bit of skill, and I think they're more satisfying to use.
Yes.
Too, while I can admit a lot of their boss fights.
Plus, as well, bolt action snipers usually insta kill the target.
Up for that with sheer.
Wait, what was your favorite sniper for COD? Like for Call of Duty, like
DSR 50, Black Ops 2. I already said.
I would say I like the Locust from Black Ops 3 or the.
I am a little bit biased
from
towards BO2.
Black
I
Ops
completely
4.
get that. I understand that people really like the intervention from like the earlier games.
Yeah.
Plenty of better ones than Web Blossom. Yeah, exactly. And the thing is as well is that the suit mods are all useful for different things. Like there are some that are based around traversal, like Blitz or Zero Gravity. Like there's a load of nuance to it. And again, they recharge extremely slowly. This is basically the equivalent of an ultimate attack.
Right.
It would be like in it'd be like in freaking Overwatch if you were to complain that your ultimate was too strong. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's your
like,
main
it's
attack.
Ultimate. Like it's gonna be
Pretty
strong.
great difficulty.
I'd also like to point out that this is a pretty easy game anyways, and part of this challenge is that, yeah, you can insta-kill enemies, but enemies can also kill you very quickly if you're not paying attention.
Right.
Like, there have been many situations, like, I am not the best person at Spider-Man, but, like, there have been times where, like, I've just been toying with the enemies, and I make one mistake, and suddenly my health bar just drains like that.
Same.
Like, I take 2 attacks back to back, and I'm, like, nearly dead. Like, that's the kind of game it is, you know?
Especially in the boss fights. Because, like, you don't know, like, what attack they're going to go for. Because, like, whenever I was fighting Ock, let's just say that there were times where I dodged and he came up for one specific attack.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I'm just going to go for a piss. I'll be right back. But yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, he's just arguing a straw man because I never said you couldn't use these things. I'm just suggesting he uses other ones.
Right. All right, so chat, who here has seen the Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer? The Joker is a redemption arc like SK have with Skull and Holy Grail. I mean, it would be cool.
Also, I just want to apologize for constantly going for a piss. It's because there's actually a reason behind it. It's because with my actual job, I work in a very warm environment with like a lot of ovens and shit, and I barely get anything to drink. So like my body basically, I don't want to say shuts down. That's not the right word, but like I barely drink anything when I'm at work. So then like on subsequent days, like on my days off, for example, I have to drink a lot just to compensate. So I apologize for that.
On their boss fights. I'm pretty sure everyone was dying in those boss fights. Even the simple ones where you're pressing.
How are
switches,
people dying?
People died during that.
Like even 2008, Web of Shadows, 10 years before this one, I think it definitely had great boss fights compared to Spider-Man PS4. There was variety.
Don't send me any shitty shorts with these fancy non-art.
The boss fights were better in Spider-Man PS4, in my opinion.
So people sending you gameplay of very creative combos without the use of gadgets, that's invalid? Like, what the fuck? How does that make any sense? Like, they're literally making the most of the combat system, and your response is, this ain't it, chief.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Like, maybe it sounded like I was too harsh on the gameplay, but my point is...
Yeah, like, literally, like, he raises a fair point. Like, you don't need to be all flashy with the combat when you can just end the combat with, like, one impact webbing. Like, if you're making the use of your environment. Like, I totally understand what he's saying, but it's like, it's not to say that the combat system's bad, though. Like, there is a lot of creative things you can do with it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There as flashy.
You have a lot
of
creative stuff you can do with the combat, but it doesn't work.
There's no reason to do that other than it looking
it does work.
and cool.
Your gadgets are on recharge. There's nothing in the environment to throw into enemies. You know?
The Arkham games aren't hard to beat. Web of Shadows isn't hard to beat, as I've almost never died in that game at all. But in those games, Nothing you can do. That's
Oh, Peter was nerfed. He got restrained one time.
Yeah, that's
other Spider-Man
crazy.
games aren't just up there. Even the Amazing Spider-Man games.
So we're in agreement that all Spider-Man games, or at the very least the ones you brought up, are easy, in addition to Marvel Spider-Man PS4. So, okay, that's something that they all have in common, I guess.
How the fuck did he get to me calling every other Spider-Man game easy?
This game is a joke. Like, TASM 1 is a joke, I'm
It
sorry.
is. All the boss hits you could
I
easily
mean,
beat.
like, I said that no
Like, it is a joke. Like, I can't speak for experience for the others, because I've not played Web of Shadows myself, but TASM 1 at the very least is a joke.
none of them
Yeah.
were, like,
All
none
the
of them
boss
are
fights are super easy in this
duper
fight.
hard, but
Or
there's
all the boss
nothing
fights are super
those
easy in this game. Just due to the fact
I'm
that
not
you
even
can easily
kidding
take
when I
one fight
say
down.
this. The hardest moment in the entire TASM 1 game was getting the achievement for the first Spider Slayer, where you have to beat it without touching the ground once. That was legitimately the most that my 10-year-old brain ever struggled with that game. The rest of the game was a joke.
games that's as ridiculous as
The
clearing
Spider
a room,
Slayer was
that's a
actually
fact.
really.
Why don't you
And again, it wasn't even that difficult. You just have to make sure that you're like high in the sky for the cutscene transitions. So then you've
Yeah.
got plenty of time to react for when it translates back from the cutscene to gameplay.
get me a gameplay clip of you clearing the entire room in like 3 or 4 seconds with one move?
Yeah, even like the special moves.
The
You know
boss
what's
fights in the
crazy?
TASM were awful, if you ask me. I actually really like the Spider Slayers. I think that they were a really interesting gimmick.
Yeah.
Just having these massive skyscraper-sized
come out of nowhere.
robots. Yeah, like I liked the I liked the crab one. I liked the scorpion one. The snake one was terrifying. Yeah, they
I
were
liked
really
the
good
snake one. The
fights.
thing was actually really fun. And
Yeah,
by
the snake
way,
one was great. Where like you'd be swinging around and suddenly it would just burst through out of the ground in front of you.
Yeah. By the way, the
From,
thing is
Web
also
of
about this.
Shadows, like
He also said, "I would like to see someone clear a room with Web Blossom in 4 seconds." I've actually done that.
you know the big web.
No,
one?
I think he's referring to like clearing a room with one attack in like Web of Shadows, for example.
No, I have.
Red suit. Like you can't insta clear it. I mean, it's gonna
Yeah, you probably
happen,
can,
like,
but like
lower tier thugs' health, but like no one's gonna die.
If Spider-Man PS4 is a 9, then these 2 games become 7.
What, just because it's got insta-kill attacks, that makes other games better? Like, the combat is a small chunk of these games.
I would like to point out as well that those games are made radically different compared to this game. Like looters,
Yeah.
shooters, rogues, etc. TASM game has aged badly. I would agree with that, but like, I mean, you could argue it was never good to begin with, but like, it's just a personal favorite. But again, that's an argument of objectivity versus subjectivity. It's one of my favorite Spider-Man games, but I'm in no way saying that it's one of the best.
Like, that doesn't automatically boost the entire product. Because what about story, character?
Dude, did you hear how he failed to understand me?
Well, I don't know how I can fail to understand you when you're just talking bollocks. Like if Spider-Man is an 8, then these games that are radically different in terms
Are
of combat,
7.
aggression, etc., are automatically better. Like you're comparing apples to oranges, and you're somehow saying that I'm the moron.
I basically said if Spider-Man was a 9, those games are a 7, and those are games that are generally called like 6 or 5s.
Yeah, I understand what you said, and it still doesn't make any sense.
No, the thing is, like, you haven't even gone to the main story yet, so I don't know why he's.
He literally doesn't mention the story at all, but the story wasn't the only thing I mentioned. Like, I don't
How-
understand. Like, he's comparing combat systems that are radically different. It's like saying, oh, if it's like saying, oh, if Bloodborne is a 9, then Demon Souls is a 10. It's like, they have radically different combat systems. Just because they're in the same genre, they have...
Doesn't
It's like
mean
saying,
that
oh,
they're
if
the same.
Hero's combat system is great, then Elden Rings is automatically great. Like,
There's
they
a
are
difference.
radically
They're not
different.
the same.
Yeah.
Like you literally introduced, I'm gonna start with gameplay, and now he's like, hey, why aren't you talking about story yet? It's like, yeah, because it's still in the gameplay segment.
I didn't even call those games better. I just said they're not as bad.
He
as
literally did, though. You're saying, oh, if this combat system is a 9, then those games are like a 7. It's like, no, these combat systems have nothing in common. Like, they're not like, you think that this game's Arkham-based combat. Like, no, Marvel Avengers is not Arkham-based combat. Neither is Gotham Knights. Neither is Suicide Squad. I don't know if he's going to bring that up, but...
What are you on about? Batman and Spider-Man are totally the same people. I mean,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
both
sorry,
dead
my
parents.
bad.
if this gets to be called a 9, that's... Dude. F-tier comprehension.
F-tier comprehension...
Yeah, they're-
for my reaction towards your bullshit statement. Like, I don't understand. Like, please explain to me what you mean, because I don't understand. You're comparing one combat system to 2 others and expecting me to believe that it's anywhere remotely comparable. Spider-Man,
Please
yeah,
explain.
if TASM 1 is a 9, then Edge of Time and Shattered Dimensions are an 8, I guess.
Right.
Fuck it.
Categories of gameplay get even worse. Stealth. Now, I will admit the stealth takedowns in these Spider-Man games are pretty improved to watch, but the actual mechanics, like the combat system itself, is also handed to you.
This is also another valid
It's
take.
not
Stealth in these games is
handed
pretty much
to
dog
you.
shit, and this doesn't apply to the Insomniac games specifically. Like pretty much all the Spider-Man games have dog shit stealth.
Dude, this is basically what I said earlier, where
Yeah, and I literally said you were valid. Like, what the fuck you?
Yeah.
they just try to.
I literally said, yeah, stealth sucks in these games. I mean, it's okay when you're Peter because you can just spam gadgets and kill everyone quickly. But like, yeah, stealth is just not the highlight of these games. It never was, and it never has been.
Everything.
Oh, yeah,
this is a
so
valid-
that
He
Even though I
says
would
this is a
mind.
valid. Like you say, this is a valid point, and he just goes
Yeah.
on to disagree with you anyway.
Yeah, I
It's
literally
a valid
agree with
point,
him.
but
He says
he's
I'm wrong.
disagreeing.
Like,
He's
alright.
saying that he's saying that he's wrong. Like, what?
I literally agree with him, and he has a problem with it anyway. It's like, what?
doesn't look as bad. In any of those other Spider-Man games, or especially the Arkham games, they're not.
Oh yeah, because Arkham is a Spider-Man game. Sorry,
Arkham
my
is a
bad.
different game. That is a
Yeah, they
whole
literally
entire
have different
separate
stealth. Like,
argument.
there's different stealth mechanics in the Arkham games. Like, enemies would literally get more terrified as you pick them off one by one.
Yeah, that
And
is
that's
a separate argument.
Like as you take more out, the starter they adapt to what you do, so you can't just do one thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
take the Bane boss fight from City. It's like he progressively gets. There's a reason why there's like 3 different things you can do to him. You can like jump out of the vents on the ceiling, the vents from the ground. Like, there's different stuff because
wait,
they
wait.
would progressively learn.
Yeah, it's
And,
like
like,
Bane learned all that. I think that
there's
was
also-
Origins.
Best example is the what was it, Mr. Freeze fight, in which you have like literally everything in your arsenal can hurt him, but after one use of it, it shuts it down, so you're forced to use everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like, where in Spider-Man Spider-Man
As
PS4 does that
Spider-Man-
happen? Like,
Yeah, like has he?
literally all of your gadgets are useless from the start. You have to dodge every one of their attacks until they're left open for an attack, and then you have to
yeah.
spam the basic melee combo. It's like,
Game like the stealth into Oscorp. I fucking hated that because it was so hard.
Oh
The
yeah,
robots.
shoot.
You
I never
hated the
even mentioned
stealth
him to
in
begin. Yeah, that's
Oscorp.
another great
You're outside of a
Spider-Man
building.
shattered dimensions and watched
and the stealth for the Oscorp mission was hard, interesting.
I wall ran through that whole. I had to speed run that whole.
I
entire
literally
thing.
did that as Spider Cube.
You have to make the judgment call on if you can take this guy out without alerting others. Well, both of the PS4
Yeah, I agree with Funiki forever. Like, Joker, you do realize you're making a fool out of yourself for disagreeing with Rift, even though he just agreed with you. Yeah, like, I don't get it.
Insomniac games and perhaps
He said that the stealth sucks, even though it's cinematically great. I agree. Apparently, I'm still in the wrong. Like,
its upcoming sequel took it upon itself to take the fun of
like, yeah, stealth sucks in Spider-Man
Oh.
games.
Yeah, stealth is.
Sky is blue. Like,
Like, but Spider-Man
Oh no,
games
that
are
was
made
perfect.
for
No,
stealth.
okay.
right, we gotta continue with
Based on
this.
your own logic, you're objectively incorrect, because surely even if the game tells you whether it's safe or not, it's still up to your own judgment, whether you want to stay in stealth and reliably pick them off one by one, or whether you want to force combat early and take them on that
What?
way.
What?
Yeah, that's literally a fair point, what I said, because, like, take base missions for an example. Like, it's up to you. You have choice. You can either, like, try take them all out stealthily, or you can just say fuck it to stealth and just go in guns blazing. Like, the choice is still yours. Like, yeah, sure, the combat sucks, but, like, the systems suck, but at the very least, that is left to you still.
Bro, this is so stupid. What the fuck?
Dude,
No,
what is
this
that
just inherently-
copium?
Oh,
How is that
what's that?
copium? It's literally a fact. Like, I don't understand.
What?
Dude, it's
Okay, you can do that in any of the. What?
I don't know what that even means, dude. Well, you still
Yeah, no
have
shit.
to decide to take the advice of it tell you if it's safe or unsafe. What the fuck does that mean?
That's literally not what I said. That's literally not what I said. I said the choice is still yours, whether you want to stay in stealth and try to take them all out without conflict, or whether you want to say fuck it to stealth and just
And
go
just
in guns
go in.
blazing. Like, the choice is still yours. Like, yeah, the stealth is mind-numbingly easy since they tell you whether or not. I don't know why you waste your time on this
that
dude,
person's safe or
because
not
it's funny.
safe.
Like, I don't know, man. When I heard that he was gonna be covering this, I knew as a matter of fact that there'd be no rebuttal to this crap. This is probably the
I mean, you didn't disprove what I said.
worst part of it, because this is as objective as it gets. No other
I would agree with you. I was pretty on the nose when it comes to this one.
superhero game or any game that includes stealth has this. This is groundbreaking. He should have.
Like, yeah, sure, the systems suck. I'm not denying that, but like, I don't know why he's having an issue, because anyone who did a base mission knows that what I'm saying is true.
It is.
Like, you
it's very
have a
true.
choice. You can either stay in stealth,
Or
and
you
pick them
could
off
just
slowly
go
to
in guns
avoid
blazing.
conflict, which is beneficial, especially on the higher difficulties. Or you can say fuck it to stealth and just go in guns blazing. Like, the choice is yours. Like, yeah, sure, that's not the case with every mission. Like, there are some parts, like the Oscorp mission, where you're forced to do it in stealth, but like,
Took his L here.
Yeah, no, the thing is, it's
Like,
weird 'cause
it's
he's like, oh, I agree
none
with
of the
you, it's
game.
bad, but actually, no, it's
yeah,
not bad because
I don't
again,
understand like
the
what's so
fact that
heavily to disagree with
go
here.
in guns blazing, or take him out stealthily. I'm like, no, you always have that choice, no matter like what game it is. But in this
Not true, because there are some forced stealth missions, but okay.
game specifically, it tells you like, okay, if you want to do stealth, you can.
I'm just gonna skip ahead because they clearly just did the
They're talking
entire thing
about
that I
stealth.
said just went right over their heads. It's
Then
fine.
there's other games in which like you can choose, but it's literally you will instantly die if you try to choose. Like Splinter Cell.
Like try
Yeah.
fighting someone as MJ, for example. It's like before you get the
It's
stun
like
gun.
you will die without like any stun gun. Like you have.
It's
to
like that's
play
literally
smart.
that's like literally the case. Like, and again, like he's mentioning how the stealth is a joke because it tells you when and when you can't, whether the enemies it's safe to pick them off. But it's like, again, that's not what I said. But anyway.
It's slow paced, not mechanically interesting, and at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure you can be in sight of the enemies and they'll still not fucking see you half the time. So yeah, this part of the game sucks.
This is honestly the worst impractical stuff I've ever seen, especially for the Mary Jane
pause.
games that are even longer.
So I literally agree with him, and I say the sections are suck. What is he gonna say?
You're gonna go ahead and make the exact same points that he just made, despite the fact that he just said that. Oh, you're gonna go ahead and make shallow.
No shit, I'm gonna make
I
the
heard that
exact same
exact
points
same
he
thing
just
too.
said. I agreed with him. Like,
Points on something that he. So therefore,
what are you on about? Oh
I
yeah,
heard that
funnily
exact same
enough,
thing
when
too.
you make the same points as someone, you're gonna agree with them. Wow.
both of your analyses are shallow. I feel like it's like one.
I literally agree with everything he just said, and you're saying my
Oh, we're on
opinion
the
is
MJ
shallow.
section.
So I guess Joker's opinion is also shallow since
Wouldn't
me and
that
him have the same points.
technically?
One of those situations where I can criticize it because I like it. Even if you make the same criticism, you can't because you don't like it as much as I do.
Oh, you okay? Yeah, good, thanks. How did you come to that conclusion? I literally criticized the game. Like,
It's kind of like with like religion.
hey, Crispy gets a cameo.
Like, you see people like
I love that he doesn't change Crispy's profile picture.
swear-
He only changes mine. Oh, I mean,
Wait, what's going
their religion
on?
among each other,
Oh,
but
what's
then
what's
someone
even
else who's
happening?
not a part of that
What's
religion,
happening?
like chimes in and makes the same point. You're like, hey, we didn't ask you. This basically is his religion, I suppose. If instead
I'm not religious, but okay, continue making false statements about my character.
of like praying every day, you're just fucking playing this game every day.
Did you look at where we paused on?
Yeah, funnily enough, I play this game every day, or I did at least, which is why I was able to make such a pretty good fucking review on it.
He's in sight, and that guy's not gonna see me.
But what you're avoiding pointing out is that these sections make up
He's literally...
The guy can
Fucking-
walk up across and he
He's
can
arguing
see you.
against me, even though I agree with him. Like, I don't get it. We agree. Like, move on. The stealth is literally the main component of that game, so obviously it's going to be better.
Spider-Man.
Are you going to try saying that the stealth in Madagascar is better than the web swinging in Spider-Man PS4?
2. And the game
That's
is
sick.
based off of that story.
Shit, some of them can see you even without turning around. Yeah, exactly. Like, the stealth sections in the PS4 game suck. Like,
Right.
How does that equal bad? Now, granted, there's some minor changes, but for the most part, the story is significantly the same.
Although I don't really dig the tech direction they took with a blunt brute like Rhino. We'll take the tech direction better in Love Shadows.
Yeah, no, you're gonna mention that in the Amazing Spider-Man game, they make all of Spider-Man's rogues fucking animals. Like Rhino, for example, he's literally half rhino, half
It's
man. Scorpion, the
literally
exact same,
across
with his respective
species.
species. And how are you gonna talk
hey, Echo, how you doing?
about how that's less comic accurate than just giving the
All
guy
of them
suit
are
armor?
cross
Mm,
species.
Yeah, that's an actual.
Oh, Jesus, here comes She-Hulk. Bloody hell. I refuse to have that drivel on my screen, I'm sorry.
Not referring to external media for every little thing when this is just a review of one game. And you are referring to external media for this review because there is an element of comparison to it. But now he's getting, because like he's criticizing you, why do you keep comparing to other games? And now for this part, he's like, oh yeah, but what about that game? I don't know, it's all over the place.
But it's not all over the place. You're saying that you don't like the fact that they took this character in one direction, but what I'm saying is, you mentioned in another review, like the fucking comic accurate review, saying how like this game is like the least comic accurate thing. Meanwhile, the TASM movie games exist. That was the entire point. Like, stop
And they're
freaking
not
losing your
even
shit
canon
over
to the main
random points.
timeline.
Like, again, this is literally just a comparison based on what they said in a previous video.
Yeah, no, he's just really desperate for a gotcha moment. I'm sorry he didn't review
Yeah, you're desperate for love and attention.
the Amazing Spider-Man when I was 12 at the time, but anyway.
Still can't believe this is the same dude who thinks MCU She-Hulk is better than Insomniac MJ. I know, right? It's just... It's ridiculous.
If MJ was bad from a gameplay perspective and a story perspective. Let's try.
Gameplay and
God, there we go.
gameplay's not canon. Another.
And she doubles down on this when she whines about Peter swinging and saving her after she was endangering herself for info by sneaking into a stable military base with no special martial arts training, and Spider-Man is apparently in the wrong.
Right, because you have a blind bias
Okay.
hatred towards MJ in this universe, because she's actually got aspirations outside of Peter Parker.
Misrepresenting you based on what he thinks you are rather than what you are. Because
Oh wow, it's funny you pointed out like that, because I'm pretty sure that's what you and Joker do to me multiple times over the last week. I'm very glad you phrased it that way.
Multiple times, even just in the video.
Exactly.
Yeah. Also, it's pretty interesting that they're interrupting my point. Like, at the very least, you're gonna
Yeah, at
hear
least
me out
hear
before you
about
chat
on the point.
bollocks.
he'd see that.
No,
and
because
you'd
that'll
have
mean you get a chance to make an
excellent
actual point, and
and
they
I would
can't
say
defend those.
definitive defense video of Raimi's MJ. And the crux of that video is
Raimi's
the fact that
MJ.
instead
Don't
of
give a
a
fuck,
comic
it's
book
literally
character,
irrelevant to the
he's an
topic.
actually real person.
Funnily enough, they skipped past it. Interesting.
Well, yeah, as I
They
said,
They
can't
literally
actually
skipped
counter
I was
past
about
it.
to
That
say
is very
that.
interesting.
Black Cat isn't as atrociously written. She's sort of written like the standard Western woman.
I mean, then again, he
Wait,
is
listen to that. Hold on,
supposed to
hang
make a
on,
video
hang
on
on.
how
Shush,
Burger
shush,
King
shush,
is
shush, shush,
sexist.
shush, 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 shush. This is right. Listen to what he says about Black Cat. Okay, right. Hold on. I'm gonna
You
play it at
skip
max
past
volume.
MJ just go straight
This
to
is
Black
the
Cat.
infamous Western woman comment. Listen.
Actually, a real person.
Yes, Black Cat isn't as atrociously written. She's sort of written like the standard Western woman in a way, as she lies and strings Spider-Man along by telling him that she has a son that maybe his.
Black Cat is this typical Western woman. She lies, cheats, and manipulates.
Black Cat just
He said
lied
that, not
about
me.
having a
You don't
child.
just say that. The typical Western woman who lies and manipulates. Like, how
Hello?
fucking sexist.
America
Oh.
has the highest divorce rates, but I'm not saying every or most
Oh yeah, sure. Let me. Sure.
women behave like that, but in terms
You
of
literally did just say that. Shut up. You literally
Not all
just
women
said-
behave like. All
You
women
literally
behave
said
like
all
this.
Western women
Next
behave like
statement.
that.
Oh, but not
I'm
all
trying
women
to-
behave like this.
You're just digging yourself deeper, my guy.
of the
Just so
trope.
weird how
Yeah,
he's
I mean, like, I
trying
do
to
my
use
research when it
all
comes
of
to
this to
statements
not
like
even
that.
You do
justify a
your
point.
research, but you think that you do your research, yet you think 100% of Western women lie, white Western women, sorry, lie, cheat, and manipulate. Okay.
most like similar to what happens in the
Have you
game,
noticed as well? Whenever he
Black
tries
Cat
back,
lies about her.
have you noticed as well? Whenever he like says something like this, he stutters like a freaking teenager. Like, listen.
I mean, like, I do my research when it comes to statements like this. Most like similar to what happens in the game. Black Cat lies about her son.
No. We're not talking about Black Cat. You said that all Western women, white Western women, lie, cheat, and manipulate. Like, that's what you said. You compared Black Cat to all Western women, which is a prejudice that you yourself said. Like, stop. You're just digging yourself deeper, my guy.
As I said, similar to the statistic on Murray, where most of the men that go on there actually aren't the father. I was actually very thoughtful when I
Comparing Western women to men. All right.
said
I
this,
love men.
but I
What
mean,
the?
what?
What is he on about? I'm so confused.
I don't even
I
know
honestly-
anymore.
White
Also
Knight.
lost.
Yeah,
I think
same.
the
I got
point-
lost halfway, like 5 or 10 minutes through.
I don't know, he does this a lot. Like I remember he actually did this at the start of the previous video where he was like, I've never said that comic book accuracy determines how good or bad a thing is. I'm simply talking about comic book accuracy because it's like the same sort of thing where he's like, I'm not saying that like Black Cat is like lying and deceiving because she's a woman, but I'm saying she's lying and deceiving because she's a woman.
It's ridiculous. Like, it's
So if
pretty
that's
funny
the
how
case,
he's willing
then
to
they're
try go
both.
back on his word.
If that's the case, he's trying to go back on it while trying to stick with what he said.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, it's proper funny how freaking brain dead this guy is. Like, he's willing to argue with me on a point that I agree with him on. Like, with the stealth. Like, I don't get it. But, Arguing with a smart person is difficult. Arguing with a dumb person is impossible. Yeah, evidently this guy thinks it's difficult because he has to insult my appearance left, right, and center.
Fighting, so yeah, I don't know. Good luck thinking.
By all means, show me the statistics that say that 100% of all Western women lie, cheat, and manipulate. Go on, I'll wait.
It's gonna get you some box when it's not.
Well,
Dislikable, but similar to She-Hulk, it's realistic, I guess. She is partially a
Let it be known, guys, this guy said it on camera. It's realistic for female characters to be pieces of shit.
She even does those bad
actually, before anyone says anything, I actually have some statistics to prove that Ultimate Joker's right. Are you ready?
Go on.
Nice guys finish last. There you go.
Fuck off.
Actually, I've got some statistics.
It's like
all divorces are caused by getting married.
it's just funny though because like literally, like he's compared like She-Hulk was a completely trash character. She was also a piece of shit. So it's like I don't understand why it's compared. And also Black Cat and She-Hulk have like fuck all in common aside from the fact that they're sometimes both white women. Like I don't get it. But oh well. See what he says. Are you gonna play?
I mean,
There
women
we go.
can be pieces of shit, dude. They're not all fucking queens. I'm not saying they're
Yeah,
all
like,
humans, but dude,
You
He
literally
just
did just
said
say
that they're
that.
all
You said
queens,
you
what?
said all Western women. That's what you said, word for word.
they're like men. They could be bad. They could be good.
Again, he's resorting to the black-white fallacy. It's
You literally said all Western women. I'm not bringing race into this, you fuck. You
Literally
literally
about
said
the
all
thing.
Western women. That's what you said. If anything, you're bringing it up because I never once said like white skin or black skin or anything. Like I don't get it.
Here's actually a theory that I came up with, which is that you see when he's talking about Western women, he's
Yeah.
talking about white women, and
Yeah,
when he's
that's
talking
that's
about
what he's
the
referring
reason
to.
why is
Because he likes
well,
black
as we
women.
all know, yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. This is just.
But yeah, that is true.
But now, we'll finish off the gameplay with one of the most important things in a Spider-Man game.
No, Jesus, the web swinging.
Just like the gameplay I've covered, hand it to you. It may look cinematic and cool, but it takes...
Yep. Web swinging it's just automated,
The web
guys.
swinging isn't
No
handed to
complexity,
you.
no skill required,
No
nothing.
tricks, no nothing.
Right trigger to initiate a web swing, but you don't let go of the right trigger, the game will automatically let go of the swing for you and have Spider-Man do a jump, which therefore means you can pretty much just move the analog stick forward and hold the right trigger down without...
Yes, and you'll...
it'll do everything.
Yes, and the swinging will look dog shit if you do that.
And
I
it
didn't mean to
will
share- no, I'm
literally
not gonna
be
share this
worse
video.
than it can be.
You're right.
Yeah, like it's literally what Collins said in his video. Like holding down the swinging like
holding
this
down
is
the
yeah,
swinging
it's
like that is-
obviously not gonna look as good as it could be.
Exactly. Like you actually have to press a button.
Like you have to willingly go out of your way to make the swinging look like this.
Right.
The entire city just doing that. You'll automatically wall run with that same button and jump over...
Like yeah,
No,
he's not
you
wrong. Like
won't.
it is automated if you do this, but like who does it?
Exactly.
Like literally in the intro of the game when you're swinging to Wilson Fisk, the game teaches you like basic mechanics like oh, if you press A at the right time, you get a speed boost.
Right.
It's like
everything, etc.
Yeah,
And
your
if
gameplay will look
you,
fucking
I forgot
bullshit as a
if
result
you
because you're
make a
choosing to do
free,
it on auto.
I forgot if
That's
it's a
the thing,
comment
did that
jump or not, but
gameplay
I'm
look
pretty
too
sure it's not a
bad to
comment
you?
jump.
I love how he literally I love how he just ignores me once again, cuts my argument and then claims that I'm a Riri. Alright, sure.
Because that was me just pulling the right trigger and...
Yes, that gameplay looks
You were
dog shit.
pulling the right trigger. That's what's making the web
You were
swinging
slow
look
as
bad.
anything. There was no
Specifically
complexity, no
his
skill
web
involved.
swinging.
Yes, the gameplay looked awful.
It looks
That looked
awful.
that
You have to
bad,
go
but
out of
no.
your way
Yeah,
to
that was pretty
actually
decent.
learn how to master it.
He's saying that the gameplay looks pretty good when he's doing this, but he doesn't like the swinging. Like, I'm so confused.
Web swinging is a part of the gameplay.
That
Joker
looked
doesn't
like I
know
was
what
playing the
gameplay is,
game.
he's too busy staring at Black
No,
Cat.
that doesn't look like you were playing the game. That looks like that you're deliberately lying and misrepresenting the game's mechanics. That's what you're looking like. Again, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to play the clip from Colin's video, but there's so many
I've seen
different
it, I know
systems
it.
with this game.
Yeah.
Like if I just uploaded that, no one would have thought.
Like you
that
could
I
you could
just
tether
did
a
it.
web. Like
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna say anything. Like you could tether a web. You can go to the left by tethering and pressing circle.
Like look, like there are so many different skill. Like it's to the point where like literally anyone who's played the game knows that there is a lot of different complex systems with the web swinging.
Right.
Like it's ridiculous. Like yeah, is it the best swinging of all time? Like no. Spider-Man 2's completely makes this swinging irrelevant by comparison. but like you've got to at the very least, you can't, like, again, this is why I think my review was better, because I didn't, like, I criticized the web swinging. I said, yes, it's not as fast as it could be, but the game systems are complex, the animations are smooth, the camera doesn't get in your way, etc. But
Right.
no, he's just blatantly lying. He's like, oh, the swinging, it's just handed to you.
Now
If it was handed to you, then you would know
cross-reference
everything about
the
the game. Like,
Spider-Man 2 and Web of Shadows, which I'll show you.
How about you cross-reference it with my video, since you're trying to quote-unquote expose me, but you're not willing to hear what I say?
A clip of, along with me holding the controller. If you do that there, you will not move. You will
Yeah, and your swinging will also look like dog shit if you do that.
look like you're not doing anything. If you do that here, as shown, the game still plays itself. I don't even think I need to entertain any, like...
Yeah, and if you do that with all 3 games, your swinging will still look
it'll
crap.
still look like it'll still look like trash, which is probably the most logical way.
If it's gonna go as far as to let you do that. There's other YouTubers that have covered it, but unlike Crispy, I'm not gonna resort to just cutting to some other content creator.
No, you're just willing to ignore what I say in response. Like, again, you can't claim to debunk someone when you, or expose someone when you skip what they're saying. The only reason that you would do that is because you can't criticize or defend it, which, if anything, would make your argument extremely weak.
I mean, on one of his community posts, he literally like refused to respond to a.
The funny thing with that exact same clip that he just showed, so there's a mechanic in Spider-Man 2 where like the meter goes up slowly, and if you let go of the web when the meter is full, you get a massive speed boost.
Yeah.
Watch this clip very slowly. Oh wow, the meter gets to full and he does it. He's literally engaging with Spider-Man 2's mechanics, but not engaging with PS4's mechanics and claiming that the PS4 swinging shit. Interesting.
So he just debunked himself by just trying to compare them to. It doesn't make sense.
Like, it's really funny. You don't even need to watch like pro gameplay. Just look at the gameplay in my section.
Literally the only thing that previous Spider-Man game swinging systems have over this game specifically is speed. That's it.
Just glossing over a PS2 game and a PS3 game.
Yeah, and you're also glossing over what I'm saying because, again, you think that the swinging is just holding down R2 and that's it.
While they're evolving but backwards.
However, instead of watching the rest of the video, which I'll be honest,
as you guys just saw, he cut around the 27-ish minute mark of the video out of 35
Yeah, and you also cut past several things I said, so your point.
Minutes. Now, maybe you could argue that he did this for time, but the last video was 58-ish minutes.
Why the shit did I even cut? I can't even remember why I did that.
This one was 47, which therefore leads me to conclude that this guy just cut everything after.
I'm actually gonna go to the actual video. What did I say? I can't remember why I did it. Hold on. Where is it? This one. Why did it?
Trying to find information.
Why did I do it?
It's realistic for female characters to be pieces of shit.
Oh, okay, right here. I think. Yeah, right
Takes if you were in the mind of someone with a negative IQ level. So really, not anything to watch. I wouldn't. Up until that point, you had nearly 50 to watch. I would have fun with that comment. However, instead of watching the rest of the video, which I'll be honest, I did watch it, and it's really not anything substance to really work with. It's mainly just him wanking over previous games and just disrespecting this game all the more with just valid takes if you were in the mind of someone with a negative IQ level. So really not anything to watch. I wouldn't.
Oh, I remember what I did. Yeah. I brought up I basically did like a little mini review of the game, and I compared like the swinging systems and stuff. Yeah, I remember now.
Okay.
And again, like, he didn't offer anything specifically. Also, I'd like to point out that he conveniently cuts out most of the rants on MJ, which the finale of it was literally filled with shit like that. So, like, yeah, I do think it was a bit lazy of me to not include the entire thing, but at the end of the day, I would have just been repeating myself, so...
Yeah.
Because I was about to embarrass those games further via the main point of, like, the review.
You didn't embarrass the games, though. You just blatantly lied. Just took things out of context. Like, you complained that you maxed out the upgrades and then complained that the abilities were too strong. You complained that MJ is quote-unquote toxic just because she argues with Peter twice in the second act. You complain that the web swinging is automated, but you willfully choose to not engage with the systems.
One more thing too about the whole entire MJ thing. The reason why, and I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't know this, but the reason why MJ broke up with Peter, we have no context about what happened in the past, but in the past, in the past, MJ broke up with Peter because he was treating her like a baby. There's dialogue that says this.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with Crispy. You know, it's to the point where like he's willing to just ignore things and just cut out things just to make me look dumb. But at the end of the day, you can't claim to expose something if you didn't watch all of it. Which is precisely why my videos are as long as they are normally. It's because I literally react to everything and anything they say, except for with this video. Apparently, I chose not to. I didn't mean to do that. With this video, I decided to be a bit creative, and I added a little bit of constructive stuff at the end, like comparing the web swinging and combat to previous games.
Right as I was about to get to that, even though Crispy cut up my video,
I would like to point out as well, is he actually going to show the part at the end on... No, he doesn't. It's literally a freeze frame, so he doesn't even, like, watch my video to the very end. So he's literally doing exactly what he's concerning. Fucking Christ. He's literally doing exactly what I thought.
You could at least argue he was cutting for the sake of time. For one, cinematics over substance, the Sinister Six, which is an advertised part of the game.
He has a video defending EDP.
What?
Really? I thought it was real, but it was on April the 1st. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. I mean, EDP is black after all.
I mean, he has also done a video on how Burger King is sexist, so...
Yeah, apparently Burger King's sexist, according to this guy. Apparently MCU She-Hulk deserves a second show.
That's just a cutscene. You don't actually fight them. In Spider-Man 2, it's not 6. You get a boss rush mode, where you get to fight 4 of them at once. They got closer to a Sinister Six boss fight than a game that specifically advertised it, but you never mechanically engage with it in the game. He cut the Amazing Spider-Man
what's going on?
where a
Long story short, we're debunking a take right now.
Security.
We're debunking a take right now, but how are you? I think I remember you. Aren't you from a?
I didn't miss any of this. Hang on, was he chatting shit? Right? Yeah, when are we setting off? Now, okay.
Rock throwing.
Well,
all right, speedrun. Actually, we'll probably. There is another video that we can check out though. But for now, though.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, I did say that I was pushed for time, so I am gonna go. But anyways, I hope we all learnt something as people here. I hope we all learnt from this experience. I have nothing to say at this point. That was hilarious.
I joined late, but I was glad to be on again.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to go now because food. But I hope you enjoyed the stream. Gonna take a little break from reaction content. Gonna make a few game ranking videos, that sort of thing. Maybe rank the boss fights from worst to best in the PS4 game or something. But if you enjoyed the stream, feel free to subscribe, all that good stuff. Join the Discord server down below, and I'll see you all on the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of your weekend.
Peace.
Jesus, that was better.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna end it. But yeah, chat. How are we feeling? Chat, how are we feeling about that, honestly? Because, like, I need to know. But yeah, pretty much, if you guys are wondering, I will be playing a lot more games really soon. Like, I want to play... Chat, any suggestions for games? But basically, long story short, we were just looking at a bad take. But chat, what do you guys think? You guys think that I should play work? Cause like I'm bored. I understand what Joker's saying. Oh wait. You understand like what he was saying about being comic accurate? I understand that too. I had to make sure I was on the server real quick. Okay. But in terms of stuff like that, I don't know. I got oh wait, chat. are getting the Assassin's Creed game. I actually do want to get that game, actually. Hold on. Let's actually check that out since I'm here. Let's actually check that out since I'm here. Hold on. Since I'm here, you might as well go ahead and check it out. I've seen the trailer for it and stuff already, but I'm just kind of confused on like what do people think of the Might as well go ahead and see AC Shadows since I'm here. Alright. I like it so far. I actually really like it so far because like it seems like it's really cool. My only issue is that they made the season pass in the deluxe edition way more. They made it like $130. So I might end up seeing if it's gonna be $50. But I do want to check it out though since we're here. Because a lot of people really seem to not like it. Or like a lot of people seem to really not like Assassin's Creed Shadows because Yasuke's in the game, and I'm like, you do know for a fact he's actually a historical samurai. Like he is actually like everything's historically accurate. Well, pause. I won't say it's all historically accurate, but like still.
Who are you?
Also, for Restored means we're also Restored means nothing because we're not getting any games this year. Well, they all dropped out because of GTA 6. Well, I know we're not getting a lot of games. The only likely games that we're probably gonna get, well, mainly Assassin's Creed Shadows, but I think that's pretty much it. But the main reason as to why we're hardly getting a lot of games because, like I said before, they all dropped out because of GTA 6. They had to change their release dates because they're all scared of GTA. Except for Death Stranding. We're getting Death Stranding soon, but like that's the main reason as to why every single company had to reschedule because they're not dropping because, like I said before, it's GTA.
Who do you serve?
The box game is also coming out. Ooh, I haven't heard that one yet. I want to know what they're gonna do with Pragmata though.
Our customs, my family, burns in the name of unification.
Now I will say this thing is I already saw this trailer already. I really thought that and I'm sorry if this I know since a lot of people are actually, and trust me, I like Ghost of Tsushima. And Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games. I flat out thought, hold up, let's go back like a few seconds actually. I flat out thought that the faction was gonna be I flat out thought that the army that we were gonna be fighting in this game was I flat out thought these guys were Mongols for a second. If every dev was scared of GTA 6, then why is COD gonna release close to GTA 6 then? I mean, I'm talking about like AAA devs right now. Like I don't really count COD like as like a AAA game anymore, considering that at the same time people don't know people. It seems like Activision or whoever it seems like Activision to me doesn't know what they're doing with COD. It seems they lost what they were doing, so it to me like every single COD feels the same now, and the gameplay just looks stale. See, I'm sorry. I flat out thought that these were Mongols. I flat out thought that we were fighting Mongols in this game. And on top of that, I don't care what anyone says. You see, your boy really likes. Yes, I'm gonna say this. Yes, your boy really likes the Japanese and Chinese culture. So your boy really likes the Japanese culture and really likes their game. So your boy is obviously getting this game.
You are still a frog in a well who knows nothing of the sea. The ocean's
Never
filled
played Assassin's Creed in my life. Play Assassin's Creed. It's a good story. It's a good game. Good story. But I would say if you really want to play a good Assassin's Creed game, I would say start out playing the Ezio collection.
with new ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed.
Yasuke.
Power.
You're playing as the Black Assassin? Here's the thing, that's the one thing is that I really don't mind it at all, because like we've had Black Assassins in the past. I forgot the girl from Liberation. I know that we played as the one from Liberation. I know that and a lot of people may count this too, and I really don't care. Connor doesn't really count, but okay, we're not gonna count Connor. And then after that, I do believe that we had, I can't remember what his name was, but we also had, I forgot because it's been a while since I've played Black Flag, but there was one that was helping Edward, and then after that you also had, because the thing about this for a fact that some people say, oh not historically accurate. Okay, and after that we play Origins. People will say that, and people are not comparing that when people are saying that Assassin's Creed Origins was quote unquote using the word woke, when we're literally playing in Egypt as Egyptians.
Vengeance.
And you
Oh.
continue down that river.
And yes, it seems like we're going to be doing the Assassin's Creed Syndicate too, because it seems like we're doing the Assassin's Creed Syndicate kind of parallel, because like to me, it seems like they're doing the whole entire thing where you have to play as we have to play as Jacob and Evie in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So it does seem like they're doing the whole entire mission for Yasuke, mission for now. I forgot what her name was. Naue or now. I forgot. Someone let me know. I think it's Naue. I think it's not. I think it's Naue. I'm pretty sure or something. I think. Don't quote me on that, because like, don't quote me on that, considering that your boy's a huge weeb. But like, sorry. But it seems like you're doing the whole entire Assassin's Creed Syndicate plotline, kind of.
Or choose another
You got
path
Desi's Devilly Blade.
beyond what we see.
And we must look for it together.
Actually, hold on a minute. Chat. I know. Oh wow, that's actually a really good screenshot. Actually. Okay, chat. I'm not gonna lie. Chat, this is gonna sound crazy. Do you guys want me to do an Assassin's Creed Shadows cover stream? I know this may sound crazy, but like, do you guys want me to?
We must learn to trust. Rebuild.
Or just check out stuff.
And follow the blade.
I know so many people are gonna be asking me this. I actually really do like the idea of this, because like, and this has happened to me for a long time, I really wanted an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan. So like, to me, this is a dream come true, because I like Ghost of Tsushima and I like Assassin's Creed. This game is a match made in heaven for me. The combat, even though it was a CGI trailer. Bro, like, look at this. Like, this is how you know that this main character is a menace. This is how you know that she's a menace, bro. Like, look at this. Watch what she did with the combo. Hidden Blade dagger combo? And by the way, the OST is good.
I said, who do you serve? We are the shadows.
That served the light.
You know what's crazy too? You want to know what's crazy about this too? The Hidden Blade looks so good. Because I think, and by the way, chat, this isn't the first time that the Hidden Blade was able to actually retract and like was able to go to the side. Apparently, Connor also did that too. Connors could also do that. Oh, the week after my birthday. All right, man. Way to go. It drops the week after my birthday. It drops the week after my birthday. Crazy. All right, let's go ahead and check this out. That was a dumb maneuver. It was.
With our dual protagonists, we have two fantasy, the samurai and the shinobi. We want the player to experience both, and we cannot squeeze both fantasy into one character because samurai and shinobi came from
completely
different social class.
Different,
they have different lives, so we cannot really mix them together.
The historical character of Yasuke presented a really exciting opportunity for the narrative team. We approached it in the...
It was my birthday, November 6th, so like the week after it dropped. So it's like, it's the week before it drops.
Same way that so much of the work is done in Assassin's Creed, which is really in terms of research and history first. Not a lot is known about him, but what we did know, or we do know, is that he arrived in Japan in 1579, right when our game starts. And that he had relationships with some of the most interesting people in our setting, like Oda Nobunaga, the Portuguese, and Jesuits, which made it very sort of tantalizing and enticing from a narrative perspective to come in and start weaving these facts with story in between.
The more we read about the character, the more...
Or it is on the 15th of November. Dang, Dallas, you're lucky.
He was inspiring for us. He's a foreigner discovering Japan, and we thought it's the perfect fit because he's discovering Japan and you are discovering Japan also.
And on the flip side, we have Naue, who comes from the province of Iga, which is a remote mountainous area, fiercely independent, known as the birthplace of shinobi. So they're very contrasting perspectives that really expose a lot of different sides and facets of the era.
See, before I even say anything, I know this is gonna sound random, but someone tell me, hold on a minute, I know that someone's not gonna tell me this looks like it's a Mongol, but like, trust me, I think 100% it might be a Mongol. Hold on a minute, let me show you guys. It could be like a okay. Oh, wait. Oh, wrong design. I know there's a suit in Ghost of Tsushima where I know there's like a Mongol like suit or something you can get. I'm pretty sure, right? Or is it the Mongol suit? Oh yeah, nice birthday gift for me to get. Yep. Okay, right here. Okay. I know this is like a random example. But like I automatically oh wait a minute, never mind. It looks like okay, never mind. I just thought about that for a second. Okay. Never mind. I just thought about it for a second. Never mind. It's the Kai Clan armor. I just thought about that. I'm stupid. It's been a while since I played Ghost. The Silk, I thought it was Sakai Clan armor for a second because like the mask and stuff and the.
When Oda came, he completely destroyed Iga. You have Yasuke and Oda that coming to destroy the Shinobi, so it can kind of create this.
Just another y'all hype up and we get it and we talk about it again for a day and after we forget about it. Yeah. The thing is like with this one though, I'm very interested in, and yes, I'm gonna say this. Yes, this is a match made in heaven for me. I messed with an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan. I wanted
This interesting tension between two characters.
We were able to connect her to the province of Iga and the legendary Igan shinobi historical figure, Fujibayashi Nagato, who's her father in the game. So we understand why she has the skills that she has and the values that she learns from her father in the people of Iga, which are...
Is this game going to be easier than Mirage? Easier than Mirage because I haven't played Mirage yet. Mirage went to like a classic. It went back to its roots for like Assassin's Creed. This one I don't know, but seeing is that it's a giant map, and seeing as that it's like a giant map, I don't expect it to be like. And yes, I'm gonna say this, even though I really don't mind it. I would like to see it be similar to like a map that probably Ghost of, well, I don't want to say like probably Ghost of Tsushima had, but like at least like something similar. Because I think we had that, because like I stopped playing Assassin's Creed like right after Origins and came back when Mirage came out. So it could be a lot easier, but like I could see probably like some Ghost of Tsushima inspired stuff. I'm not even gonna lie, like in terms of like gameplay and stuff. But like seeing as that this is Assassin's Creed game, I really do think there's gonna be more emphasis on stealth because like from what I saw of Yasuke, it seems like his is gonna be more of like a rushing type, and Naue is probably going to be more like the stealth type. So that means that I guess since we had two protagonists like Syndicate, it seems like Naue is gonna be Evie and and yes, I'm gonna say this, even though I know it's a horrible comparison, it seems like Naue is gonna be Evie and it seems like Yasuke is gonna be more of like a Jacob Fry type of playstyle.
From her father in the people of Iga, which are valor, benevolence, and wisdom. And as a young person still at the start of the game, we get to see now we acquire even more of that wisdom as the story unfolds.
And if you ask anybody, it's super clear that Samurai will be combat heavy and a Shinobi will be stealth heavy. It creates this distinction right away.
Japanese action games I really have trouble with. I like them. They're a challenge. I think right now I'm still struggling with Stellar Blade.
Can fight with all his advantage, his stature, like he's a big guy. He can break door. He can fight multiple enemies. He can break armor. Compared to Naue, like her character and their outfit, it's really about being stealth, being unseen. She's the only one with the hidden blade, so they have clear advantage that put them into the stealth and the combat, even if they can do a bit of both.
They're a really great pair together because on one side we have...
It should have been announced by now. Sony has to let us know when. I think they used to like to drop their announcements probably like a day or two before. But I don't know when they're going to announce the showcase, I'm going to be honest. I think whenever they do announce the showcase, Sony did say, or at least the CEO did say, that they're... Actually, we gotta react to Evan's video right after this too. But I think that it's going to be something along the lines of we don't know if it's gonna be a state of play or a showcase. I'm thinking it's gonna be a showcase because I really think that we need to have Ghost. But it could be happening in June because like we're in May. So it makes sense for it to happen in June because if my prediction ends up being right about the whole entire PlayStation Showcase for June video, then I think I'm gonna be right. I think I might be right. I think I might be right. It is happening in June.
Now
we don't need a state of play. That is true, but the thing is though, like with the showcase, we need to have a showcase to actually see what games we're gonna get, and then I think every 2 months. I can't remember whenever I can't. Well, they did one like I think they did one like 2 or 3 months. So I think it should be. I think it should be showcase then state of play, and then after that we get another state of play. I wonder if this is going to be the last Assassin's Creed game. Yeah, I agree, but I think it got delayed till June because of speculation. Yeah, and people honestly think that half of my predictions were wrong, but I'm gonna hope that my prediction's right. I'm wondering if this is gonna be the last Assassin's Creed game. I don't think it's gonna be the last one because Ubisoft always has Assassin's Creed games at the back of their mind.
Awe, who's very intense and passionate and determined woman who is very set on her goals. She's kind of got her heart on her sleeve, and she'll say what she feels in the heat of the moment. And this intensity that she brings as a shinobi, but that she also brings to her relationship. And this balances very well with Yasuke, who is sort of a thoughtful, level head to Naoe's fiery passion.
Yep.
We really thought about somebody like Yasuke historically who was able to come to Japan and have the life that he did there, to enter service for Oda Nobunaga and achieve all of the things that he did. Like, what kind of person would go through all of this? So our Yasuke is very intelligent, thoughtful, and respectful of this culture that he encounters, and that makes him a very nice sort of counterpart to Naoe. He's a bit mysterious as well, and that's something we get to see unfold as the game progresses.
I don't care. I like that screenshot. Hold on a second. Let's go back for a second. That screenshot was fire. Phoenix hates parries. I absolutely hate parrying in certain games. The only parry system I think is good is like I said, I like Assassin's Creed Unity's parry system because it just felt more consistent. They didn't make a Rambo game. They didn't make a Rambo game. I don't think they made one yet. I don't think they made one yet. I think well, I mean, you can technically count. I don't know if you want to technically count Far Cry as one, but I think Far Cry technically can count, even though it's in first person. I'm sorry. Let's go back to look at that shot for a second, because that was just clean. No, I'm trying to get the shot. It's so clean. Slow it down. I'm trying to get this shot because it's so clean. The way that she just slices apart with the blade. It's so clean. I'm sorry. Like, look at this, bro. Like, it's clean. Like, the way that she just slices is just so clean. Like, look at this. Ghost of Tsushima is one of my favorite games. It's a lot. There's a lot to do in it. Yeah, there's a lot to do in Ghost. Too bad I'm not pre-ordering because it's not October. Dang it, people are already saying I didn't even like this trailer because I actually watched it on another platform. It's crazy. Need to make one. I don't know if they have it. Ubisoft can have. Wow. We can't have both Shinobi and a samurai in one game. Jin Sakai. All right. You just see Jin get up, like just imagine, like I have a feeling that wow, we will in the shadows. Not even gonna read that because I already know what that says. But okay, I'm just gonna let that comment just sit there. All right. So chat. Here's what we're gonna do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, but there might not be a stream at all tomorrow. I know that I really do want to And yes, I'm not even gonna lie, I have not streamed tomorrow. Random boss fight, random fight, Jin Sakai versus Batman, Batman. It would probably be a stalemate though. Batman has a lot of armor. Wait, are we talking like Arkham Batman or like if we're talking like Batman in general? Because I feel like Batman would win because of the fear toxin. Arkham Batman. Oh yeah, definitely Arkham Batman. Definitely Arkham Batman. Trying to see what else is there actually. Okay, not reacting to this. So we got IGN. Oh yeah, trailer breakdown. Yeah, we're gonna check out the trailer breakdown tomorrow. We're gonna check out the trailer breakdown tomorrow. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to cooking. I have a Insom Craven video that's dropping hopefully tonight or tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to cooking up that. So yeah, shout out to everybody for coming out to the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and get to cooking. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.